Hey, welcome to Firescale Audiobooks. If you enjoy our audiobooks, please consider subscribing to the channel. Also, feel free to share your review in the comments section below.
Fresh blooms, vintage wine, twinkling chandeliers, and a soft symphony filled the air. The wedding was nothing short of majestic. Uniformed waiters glided through the glittering crowd, their movements seamless, while the venue buzzed with whispers and laughter from prominent figures and socialites. Ladies in glamorous evening gowns showed off dazzling jewelry, basking in the spotlight of this grand affair. I heard the Liu family spared no expense this time, one of the wealthy daughters whispered, gesturing toward the garden adorned with delicate white roses. They say all 999 roses were flown in overnight from France. Another chimed in, eyes gleaming with admiration. A third twirled her wine glass elegantly. Even the wine, top shelf imported. Only the finest. The Li family's daughter added. And guess what? All the Liu Group's hotels, restaurants, and malls are offering 20% discounts today. True, another nodded. I just came from their flagship jewelry store. Crowded, but luxurious. Away from the elegant commotion, a cheerful laugh echoed from a quiet bridal suite. All right, Xiaoran, don't tease me, said Lu Yushi, cheeks tinted pink as she patted her friend's hand. I'm already dressed up. Now go and help entertain some guests. I'll call when I'm ready. Xiaoran gave a playful salute. Yes, yes, my dazzling bride. Wait here like a queen. I'll go charm the masses. Bang. The door shut with a dramatic thud. Lu Yushi shook her head, amused. That girl, always heavy-handed. Who'll dare marry her like this? She turned to the mirror. Xiaoran was right. She looked stunning. The mirror reflected a poised woman in a flowing off-shoulder wedding dress, her long black hair cascading down her back. Her grayish-brown eyes shimmered with a quiet strength. She gently touched the faint scar on her right cheek. If only this wasn't here. I'd be perfect. But her smile didn't falter. No trace of shame remained. Her gaze shifted to a framed photo of herself leaning joyfully on a man's shoulder. Lin Yuan. Her Prince Charming. Her heart softened. She was Lu Yushi, heiress to the Liu Corporation, one of the nation's industrial giants. With major holdings in hospitality, retail, and luxury, the company's corporate alliances ran deep. That's why this wedding had become a convergence of moguls and magnates. But to her, it wasn't about business. It was love, or so she believed. The wall clock read 10:20. Why is time crawling today? Eager to see Yuan after 3 long days apart, she lifted her gown and quietly slipped out, stepping into the elevator and pressing 17. Superstitions said the bride shouldn't see the groom before the wedding. But Lu Yushi had always believed her love transcended such things. Her cheeks flushed as she remembered Yuan asking, "Are you cold?" with such tenderness. Ding! She arrived at room 1708, steadied herself, and knocked 3 times. Knock, knock, knock. No response. Confused, she glanced around, then caught murmurs from inside the bathroom. Curious, she leaned closer. Yuan, didn't you say you loved me? That you didn't care about her? Wang Mai's voice was laced with jealousy. Why are you marrying her today? What about our baby? Yuan replied smoothly. Of course I love you, and our child. But think logically. If I just seize the Liu Corporation, it'll create uproar. Shareholders won't trust me. But if I marry her, she holds 55% of the company's shares. She's agreed to share all assets after the wedding. He chuckled darkly. Once that's done, I'll get someone to take compromising photos of her, blackmail her, and shift everything under Lin Corporation's name. Maya's eyes blazed. That bastard Liu Jiming. Even on his deathbed, he gave her everything. Just left my mother and me scraps. If I had known, I'd have poisoned him slower, let him suffer more. Yuan smirked. Didn't you already give her that scar? That was enough to ruin her self-esteem. Lu Yushi's breath hitched. She touched her scar again, now trembling. Her father, betrayed. Her love a lie. Tears welled in her eyes, but she forced herself to keep listening. Maya hissed. You talk about cruelty? You sent men to rape her, then pretended to be her savior. That's monstrous. Yuan laughed, sheepish. But isn't she your sister? Maya's voice turned cold. She's not. That gold digger pretended to be my father's daughter and schemed her way in. I should have stopped her then. Lu Yushi crumbled. Her world collapsed around her. She gasped through the sobs, crouching by the wall, grief-stricken. Her soft cries echoed into the room. Yuan and Maiha rushed out. He froze when he saw her. She heard us. Maiha whispered, panicked. What do we do? Sister, don't misunderstand, Maiha quickly said. Nothing is going on. You didn't hear anything, right? Lu Yushi slowly looked up. Her expression was blank, drained of emotion. You've done all this, and now you're scared people might hear it? Her voice was quiet, but each word struck like thunder. She stood, her eyes full of icy resolve. I'll expose you both. I'll make sure the world knows who you really are. Yuan lunged to stop her. Lock the door, he shouted to Maiha. He smirked coldly. You really think you can walk out now? Do you really think you can still walk out of here? Lin Yuan's voice was low and threatening. Lu Yushi backed away instinctively, her heart pounding. What are you doing? Let go, you're hurting me. At that moment, Wang Maiha entered with a cruel smile, holding a bottle of makeup remover in her hands. Oh, dear sister, she said mockingly. Don't be scared. Just as we were about to end this quickly, Yuan and I thought of something so much better. She dabbed a cotton pad with the liquid and advanced toward Lu Yushi. Yuan gripped her arms tightly from behind, making it impossible for her to escape. Lu Yushi squirmed, panic rising in her chest. Cold liquid touched her right cheek, and she gasped. No, not the scar. She struggled violently, but Yuan's grip only tightened. After a few tense moments, Maiha stepped back and smugly held up a mirror. Take a look, sister. Who ruined this pretty little face of yours? Ugh, it's disgusting. Lu Yushi froze as she stared at her reflection. The scar stood out raw exposed. Her eyes widened in horror. No, take it away. That's not me. I don't want to see it, she screamed, pushing the mirror away. With all her strength, she slapped Wang Maiha across the face. Stunned, Maiha stumbled back, hand pressed to her stinging cheek. Her expression twisted in fury. Without hesitation, she retaliated with a slap of her own. You filthy bitch. How dare you hit me? You've signed her death warrant now. She stomped her foot like a spoiled child and turned toward Lin Yuan. Yuan, are you going to let her hit me like that? Yuan gently wiped Maiha's tears. Don't cry, baby. You'll ruin your pretty face. I'll take care of it now. He turned and dragged the dazed Lu Yushi to the window. The cold air rushed in as he flung it open. Lu Yushi froze when she saw the dizzying drop to the ground below. What are you doing? She gasped. If you touch me, you'll never get away with it. Yuan laughed darkly. You forget, your bridal suite is on the 15th floor. This is the 17th. We drop you here, and it'll look like you jumped. Her eyes widened in horror. You wouldn't dare. Maiha, now sipping coffee on the sofa, chuckled coldly. Don't look at Yuan like that. He's never loved you. He only wanted your money. Once you're gone, everything falls into place. Guests downstairs will hear you fell after seeing your face. Suicide on your wedding day. How poetic. Lu Yushi trembled. She grabbed Yuan's sleeve. You said you loved me. How could you do this? He wrenched his arm away and sneered. Loved you? Look at your face. Do you really think you're worthy of someone like me? You make me sick. Boom. His words hit harder than any slap. Yuan now? Maiha barked. Yuan shoved her. A flash of white. Her wedding dress fluttered like a broken wing. Thud. Lu Yushi hit the ground hard. Pain exploded in her body. Her vision blurred as crimson bloomed across the pure white fabric. Someone screamed. Xiao Ran had heard the noise and came running. When she saw Lu Yushi's crumpled form, her wine glass shattered at her feet. Xiao Shi, she cried, rushing forward. Lu Yushi looked up weakly, her vision darkening. Xiao Ran, she whispered. If there's a next life, you'll still be my sister. I won't drag you into my pain again. She passed out. Xiao Shi, don't leave me. Xiao Ran clutched her tightly. Who'll protect me if you go? She shook Lu Yushi's shoulders, shouting, Wake up. Class is over, Xiao Shi. Lu Yushi stirred. Her lashes fluttered. Her face twisted in confusion. Xiao Ran, I'm so tired. Call the police. Wang Maiha and Lin Yuan They're trying to kill me. Xiaoran blinked. She looked at her disoriented friend and rolled her eyes. Wake up already. You've slept through 2 classes. You've been dreaming nonsense again. She stuffed a Chinese textbook into Lu Yushi's backpack and added, Hurry up. The preliminary English competition is about to start. Lu Yushi blinked in confusion. She sat up and looked around. A classroom? She touched her cheek. The scar gone. Her face was smooth again. Her breath caught. Isn't that my high school? Did I come back? She stared at Xiaoran, who was rushing ahead. Was this a second chance? Had the heavens heard her cry for life? Xiaoran turned and shouted, Still dazed? Let's go, or we'll be late. Lu Yushi stood, heart pounding, and followed. The English competition was in full swing. Students from all grades had signed up. Lu Yushi and Xiaoran found seats up front. A familiar figure appeared. Wang Maihe, still pretending to be innocent, still unaware of the storm coming her way. Lu Yushi's eyes sharpened. She handed her bag to Xiaoran. Hold this. I'm joining the competition. Xiaoran waved distractedly, eyes locked on a handsome boy on stage. Yeah, go. It wasn't until Lu Yushi was gone that her words sank in. Wait, what competition? Lu Yushi doesn't even know English. The elimination format was brutal. One mistake, and you were out. As rounds passed, Lu Yushi breezed through. Xiaoran sat frozen in disbelief. Who was this girl? Was this really her Xiaoxi? Lu Yushi's eyes glinted with a quiet fire. 2 years abroad in her past life had turned her into a linguistic master. Now, she had a chance to rewrite everything. By the end, 2/3 of the students were gone. Lu Yushi remained. She hopped off the stage, waved a hand in front of her stunned friend. Hey, beauty. Competition's over. What are you staring at? Xiaoran blinked. Lu Yushi, how? Why didn't you tell me you could speak English like that? Tutor me, please. Lu Yushi laughed softly. Sure, I'll teach you. Lunch is on me. The 2 girls walked off, laughing. Neither noticed the cold, hateful eyes watching them from afar. Wang Maihe, her fingers clenched around her seat. Lu Yushi, I'll take back everything you have. Just wait. Mrs. Back. Mother who took the backpack from Lu Yushi. Point 2. Well, where's my father? Lu Yushi asked as she changed her shoes at the entrance. The master is upstairs in the study, replied Mother who. Point 2. Okay, got it, said Lu Yushi as she made her way to the stairs. Point 2. When she came to the study and was about to knock on the door, a voice interrupted her. Point 2. Chairman, our shopping mall and jewelry are losing a lot of money this month. Many outdated goods can't be sold and fashionable goods can't be supplied. 2. After hearing Secretary Lu's words, Lu Zhengming looked at the densely packed documents in front of him and frowned. He growled, How could this happen? Didn't I tell you to find a designer? How'd you do things? Are you complaining that the salary is too high? 2. We've already hired someone, but look. Secretary Lu took out another document from his bag. Point 2. He placed it on the table. Chairman, it's Lin Ye's breach fee and breach contract. He said that our Lu group couldn't afford the price he wanted, and in the end, he was poached by the Li group. 2. Hearing this, Lu Zhengming retorted, Outrageous. Is there no one else? Do we have to invite a candidate personally? 2. Secretary Lu boldly explained, Lin Industry is a dark horse that has recently emerged in the fashion industry and won many awards. Many rich ladies and young ladies love his works. 2. Lu Zhengming fell into deep thought after hearing this. Knock. Point 2. It was from Lu Yushi. Point 2. Lu Zhengming said, Please come in. 2. Dad, I have an idea. Lu Yushi's words gave Lu Zhengming and Secretary Lu a pleasant surprise. Point 2. Lu Yushi continued, Dad, it's Saturday tomorrow anyway. Can you let me do my best? 2. Lu Zhengming saw the determination in his daughter's eyes. He had no choice but to agree. Point 2. Lu Yushi ran over and hugged Lu Zhengming. I knew Dad was the best. 2. The moment she hugged Lu Zhengming, Lu Yushi was excited. Point 2. Dad, it was really Dad, my warm father. How long had it been since my last life? How long had it been since I saw him? It was as if nothing had changed, too. In order not to let Lu Zhengming and Secretary Lu suspect anything, she went back to being calm. Point 2. Yet deep inside, She was extremely excited. Father, you have to let your people listen to me, too. Lu Zhengming thought that she was messing around, and then he agreed, all right, I understand. Xiao Lu, you have to listen to Mrs. Orders tomorrow. You are at her disposal. 2. Secretary Lu glanced at Lu Jingming and said doubtfully, yes, I understand. 2. Even though he agreed, the secretary could not believe that the chairman let the little miss interfere. 2. As she had not seen her father for a long time, Lu Yuxi and Lu Jingming chatted for a while before they parted ways. 2. After taking a warm shower, Lu Yuxi lay on the bed. Recalling what happened today made her feel incredulous. Everything seemed like a dream. 2. Her right hand went up to touch her right cheek. There was no scar. To check if she truly was not in the middle of a beautiful dream, Lu Yuxi pinched her thigh. 2. Ouch, it hurts, too. She felt pain. Her flesh hurt, but why did she have to use too much force? Ouch. 2. It seems that the nightmare was over, and since God gave me another chance, I will use it well. 2. Lu Maiha. No, it should be Wang Maiha and Lin Yuan. I will make you pay the price. 2. Lu Yuxi's eyes lit up with an idea. 2. She got up from the soft bed and walked to her desk. She started to draw a picture. Lu Yuxi devised her first plan. 2. Early the next morning, Lu Yuxi washed up and skipped breakfast in excitement. Meanwhile, the secretary went to the market to do some research. 2. The jewelry store under the Lu Corporation was located on the most prosperous street in City A. It was the so-called Golden Zone. How could it not sell well? Wondered Lu Yuxi as she scratched her head in confusion. 2. Her eyes traveled across the street, and she saw the phenomenon. The jewelry store in front of their shop had a massive flow of people. 2. The comparison of the shop's facade and the number of customers between the two shops was quite drastic. 2. Lu Yuxi looked at the competition jewelry store and asked, Secretary Lu, what's going on? 2. Secretary Lu looked at Lu Yuxi's serious look and replied, it's like this. The Lu Corporation and the Li Corporation have always been at odds with each other, although the Li Corporation had always been high profile. This time, after they dug out the forestry industry, they opened a jewelry store across from the Lu Corporation and applied the same grandiose image on the store. 2. Lu Yuxi frowned as she walked into their jewelry shop. The interior decoration was rather high-end, and there was also a lounge dedicated to receiving distinguished guests. The lighting was a bit dim, yet it still gave a posh ambience. 2. Everyone who came here to buy the jewelry was able to relax while making their decision. 2. Lu Yuxi then walked over to the counter and looked at the quality of their stocks. She wanted to take a closer look, but was rejected by the staff. 2. We can't take out the jewelry without confirmation of purchase. Please just look at it from behind the glass, said the sales lady with an unpleasant attitude. 2. The sales lady was obviously sizing up Lu Yuxi. 2. Even if you can take it out to look at it, you can't afford it, right? So, head on elsewhere to play and stop bothering me. 2. Lu Yuxi followed her gaze and lowered her head to look at herself. It turned out that she had put on a t-shirt and sweatpants in a rush this morning. Still, no one should be denied excellent service based on appearances. 2. Lu Yuxi walked to another counter and was welcomed more warmly by another saleslady. 2. Hello, may I help you? 2. Lu Yuxi was very satisfied with this girl, who seemed to be only her age. Such an attitude was what the Lu Corporation needed. 2. At this moment, the previous sales lady interjected. Hey, what kind of person entertains this kind of customer? She asked that while waving her hand in Lu Yuxi's direction. 2. Xiao Mei, who was smiling moments ago, lowered her head in embarrassment. 2. She said to Xiao Mei, help me call the person in charge here. I have something to say. 2. Xiao Mei nervously grabbed Lu Yuxi's hand. Did I do something wrong? I can change. Please don't tell the manager. I can't lose this job, too. Lu Yuxi smiled and patted her hand to reassure her. It's not that you didn't do a good job, but I have something to tell the person in charge. Go and call him, too. Behind her, Secretary Lu, who was recording the investigation, was so shocked his jaw almost dropped. Did he misjudge her? When did the unruly and willful Miss Lu become so approachable? 2. Not long after, Xiao Mei brought the person in charge, Manager Zhang. Point 2. Manager Zhang was a lady in her 30s. She had short hair and was dressed in professional attire, looking very refined. Zhang Yuding was very puzzled at first, but when she saw Secretary Lu standing behind this woman asking for the manager, she somewhat understood the situation. Point 2. It seemed that this 18 or 19-year-old girl in front of her should be the chairman's only precious daughter. Point 2. Secretary Lu and Manager Zhang exchanged a few pleasantries and proceeded to talk business, completely forgetting about Lu Yushi. Point 2. Lu Yushi rolled her eyes. Did these two people think she was invisible? 2. She rolled her eyes some more, wishing they saw her expressions. Point 2. 2 minutes passed, and Lu Yushi was convinced they considered her non-existent. Point 2. They really thought she was dead. Point 2. Hey, there's someone here, Lu Yushi said helplessly. Point 2. Finally acknowledging her presence, Manager Zhang said, Miss Lu, you wish to see the jewelry, am I right? I'll get someone to attend to you now, too. Having been ignored and now misunderstood, Lu Yushi exploded. Secretary Lu, my dad wants you to listen to me, but you're treating me like I'm invisible, too. Secretary Lu scratched his head awkwardly. He thought that Miss Lu had become more approachable to the people. I guess there was more work that needed to be done, too. Secretary Lu quickly said, Miss, what are your orders, too? Lu Yushi thought for a moment. Cough, cough. Point 2. First of all, we don't need an employee who looks down on others. Replace the salesperson who received me immediately. 2. Xiao Mei's face turned pale when she heard the statement. Point 2. So she was the daughter of the chairman. Wasn't she the one who received her? It couldn't be, thought Xiao Mei anxiously. Point 2. Lu Yushi watched as Manager Zhang started walking towards Xiao Mei. Point 2. She hurriedly explained, Manager Zhang, you're mistaken. It's not her. Her attitude is excellent, and she should be rewarded. What I said refers to the lady at the door. When Wang Li heard that her job was hanging by a thread, she panicked. Point 2. She was dumbfounded. Point 2. If she had known that the person so haphazardly dressed in front of her was the Lu Corporation's eldest daughter, she would have treated her well. This job was not overbearing. She could have stepped up to the challenge. Point 2. Manager Zhang walked in front of Wang Li. Point 2. Our Lu Corporation does not need people who do not know how to respect their customers. I will prepare your month's salary. Pack up and leave, too. Wang Li begged bitterly. Manager, I will change. Please forgive me just this once, too. Manager Zhang did not even look at her and said, I already know that you often bullied your fellow employees in private. I just never had the time to address your foul attitude. Now that I've done so, I'll see to the end of this poor behavior. You can go now, too. Wang Li glared at Lu Yushi fiercely. It was all because of this meddling spoiled brat. She wouldn't have lost her job if it weren't for Lu Yushi, she thought. She packed her things angrily and left. Point 2. Seeing Wang Li leave, Xiao Mei felt both sympathetic and a bit pleased. No one would bully and take her money anymore. She could now keep the money she earned for her family. Point 2. Now that the person with poor customer skills had left, Lu Yushi continued on her task and pointed to the lights above her head. Point 2. The lights are too dim and not up to standard. Immediately change these lights to something brighter and softer. Install crystal hanging lights. And 2. As she spoke, she took out a few pictures from her backpack and handed them to Manager Zhang, saying, Immediately, transform these pictures into real jewelry using the best jade, pearls, and diamonds. Make as many as you can. 2. Tomorrow, I want to see the results. Also, get someone to make 1,000 copies of these pictures. Then, 2 hours before the finished products are released tomorrow, send them to everyone on the streets. Each passerby should have a copy on their hands. 2. Manager Zhang held the picture in her hand and looked at Secretary Lu, who was standing behind Lu Yushi, awkwardly. She started to speak, but was cut short. This, too. What are you looking at? Lu Yushi asked angrily. Hurry up and go. If anything bad happens, I'll take responsibility. It's none of your business, too. Having sensed that Lu Yushi was truly angry, Manager Zhang quickly got to work. Point 2. Puzzled, Secretary Lu asked, Miss, what are you planning? 2. Lu Yushi explained, You don't understand. It's challenging to sell jewelry through traditional means. This is a new sales plan. Distributing flyers to let others know that there are new and affordable products being offered is Lu Jewelry's new advertising strategy. 2. Also, the poor lighting makes the room look dark, which does not accentuate the jewelry at all. Lighting is crucial when we're dealing with crystals and gems that rely on reflection and glimmer. 2. This explanation left Secretary Lu dumbfounded and amazed. When did his miss become so intuitive in business? 2. Miss, then this drawing of yours? 2. Lu Yushi stammered as she explained. Tell me about the drawing. What do you think of it? I drew it myself last night, too. Lu Yushi secretly apologized to the future designers who actually drew the designs. Masters, I'm sorry I stole your work. I can't tell him that I was reborn. What if he pulls me into the lunatic asylum later, too? Lu Yushi said, Don't tell my father about this first. When things go as planned, I'll tell him. If anything happens, I'll take full responsibility, too. Secretary Lu said, Yes, I understand, too. Time passed quickly. In the blink of an eye, it was Monday. 2. Lu Yushi had gone to check on the progress the past few days. She planned to go today after school as well. As soon as she entered the classroom and sat down, she was surrounded by her classmates. 2. Lu Yushi, do you still have any of the jewelry that your family sold yesterday? Look at it carefully. I didn't even manage to snatch it yesterday. It was sold out so quickly. The store looked like people rushing for supplies during an apocalypse. It was scary, too. Another person added, That's right, Lu Yushi, we're classmates, right? Can you ask your dad to save a few for me? Because they're so exquisite and beautiful. The Lee Group's products are no match for what your company had to offer. 2. That's right, the forestry industry is just SOSO after all. Did your family hire a professional designer or something? 2. Didn't you see the Lee Group's jewelry shop yesterday? There wasn't even a single person in it. It was very deserted, too. It was not even past 10 a.m., and Lu Yushi was already bombarded with questions and comments from her classmates. Many of them took out their drawings to compare with one another. They exchanged notes as to who bought which design and what they missed. This was indeed an aristocratic school, thought Lu Yushi. Her family's jewelry wasn't cheap, yet her classmates could afford more than one piece. It seemed that the drawings she drew were very popular, too. Fortunately, she was a woman who loved jewelry in her previous life. Otherwise, she would not have a clue how to draw any design that people want to point to. As soon as school was over, Lu Yushi grabbed her school bag and ran out of the classroom. Xiaoran thought that she had to use the bathroom. 2. Lu Yushi ran all the way. Good thing the school was not far from the jewelry store, so she arrived very soon. 2. As soon as she entered the store, Lu Yushi saw the busy sales girls and customers. When she walked in the VIP lounge, Lu Yushi saw her father. 2. Surprised, she asked, Dad, why are you here? 2. Lu Jingming smiled amiably and said, This girl, were you never going to tell me to visit? If Manager Zhang hadn't told me, I wouldn't have known about the success. 2. Lu Yushi glared at Manager Zhang as if to say, You talk too much. 2. Lu Zhengming gently patted Lu Yushi's back and said, Lu Yushi, I've always thought that you were still a child who hasn't grown up. This time, it's you who helped me get through this difficult time. I'm here to apologize to you. 2. You've grown up. In the future, Dad's company will be handed over to you. You have to study hard. 2. Lu Yushi nodded gravely, clenched her fists, and secretly swore. 2. Don't worry, Father. I'll study hard. I won't let you get killed, and I won't let the company fall into the hands of others. 2. Father, do you believe me now? Your daughter can do it. In the future, I'll draw a few more designs, have them take all the outdated jewelry, and replace them with my ideas. A new design every week to ensure sales. Also, leave the shopping mall visit to me. I'll head on over there with Secretary Lu now. You should go home first. There might be a guest visiting later. 2. Lu Jingming was confused. Guest? What guest, 2? Lu Yushi replied, Dad, don't ask. You'll know when the guest arrives. Now go back home, 2. After sending Lu Zhengming away, Lu Yushi narrowed her eyes suspiciously. 2. If she guessed correctly, Wang Maiha was going to come and introduce herself today. 2. This time, she had to receive her sister properly. She quickly finished her tasks with Secretary Lu at the mall and hurried home, all the while having not forgotten to ask for a leave from her afternoon classes. Point 2. In her previous life, the cunning Wang Maihe took advantage of Lu Yushi's absence because the latter was at school and used the opportunity to meet her family. Wang Maihe was able to incorporate herself into the family, even though the circumstances were unclear. Point 2. It had to be said that the enemy was quite cunning. Point 2. Master Qi Shifu, hurry up a drive. It's urgent. Lu Yushi anxiously urged her driver. Point 2. Master Qi said calmly, Miss, you saw it too. The traffic is so heavy. I can't go fast even if I wanted to. 2. Lu Yushi looked at the long line of stranded vehicles in front of her. Point 2. She gritted her teeth, opened the door, and ran out of the car. Master Qi Shifu, I'm going to take a shortcut. Drive safely. After saying that, she ran into the alley. Point 2. As this alley was less populated, Lu Yushi felt goosebumps and rushed forward with all her might. Point 2. Who is it too? Who was so careless and threw rubbish everywhere, causing me to fall like a horse? 2. Lu Yushi crawled up in pain. She patted the dirt off her body and looked behind her to see what had tripped her. If she did not look, she would not know. The moment she saw it, she was shocked. Point 2. Oh my goodness, a gun. Point 2. There were 2 handguns in a small black cloth bag. She saw the model before on TV. Lying before her were 2 M7 pistols. Point 2. But why were there guns lying around in this area? Lu Yushi quickly glanced around her and kicked the guns beside her feet. Point 2. She shouted softly, Is there anyone who wants it? Who owns these guns? Hello. 2. After shouting a few times to make sure no one was around, she stuffed the gun into the small cloth bag and shoved it into her backpack. Then Lu Yushi ran toward her house without looking back. Without stopping, she rushed home and threw her bag at a servant. She did not even have time to change shoes as she ran into the house. Point 2. As expected, Lu Yushi did not guess incorrectly. She saw Wang Maihe, who pretended to be a relative of the family along with Wang Yun, her mother. Point 2. Wang Maihe, who was sitting on the sofa when Lu Yushi arrived, was shocked at the latter's arrival. Point 2. Why was she here and not in class? Could it be that she had discovered everything? Thought Wang Maihe. Point 2. Lu Jingming saw Lu Yushi and also asked with some confusion, Lu Yushi, don't you have to go to class? 2. Lu Yushi sat beside Lu Jingming, stared at Wang Maihe, and said, There are important guests at home today. How can I be absent? 2. Lu Jingming said, Well then, you're just in time. 2 guests just came. Let me introduce you. This is Dad's old classmate, Wang Yun, and this is her daughter, Wang Maihe. Speaking of which, it seems that you both come from the same school. 2. Lu Yushi tried hard to resist the urge to strangle Wang Maihe to death. She worked hard to squeeze out a smile and forced out words from between her teeth. Point 2. Yes, we are classmates of the same school, but I wonder why you are here. 2. Lu Jingming also felt the same way and asked, Yes, I wanted to ask the same thing. 2. Just as he finished asking, Wang Yun plopped down on her knees in front of Lu Jingming. When she saw her mother kneeling, Wang Maihe quickly followed. Point 2. This gave Lu Jingming a shock. He quickly helped Wang Yun up and said, Old classmate, what are you doing? If you have something to say, just say it. Why are you kneeling? Wang girl, you should get up too. Lu Yushi saw this scene and discreetly rolled her eyes. This acting skill could even win an Oscar for the best mother-daughter act. Point 2. Wang Yun sat down with the help of Lu Jingming. Wang Maihe also stood up and placed herself beside her mother. Point 2. At this moment, Wang Yun jumped right into the main topic and said, Zhengming, do you still remember that one night we had after the class reunion 18 years ago? This child. Wang Yun paused for a moment and did not continue. Point 2. Lu Yushi was a smart woman, and because she was smart, she learned to control herself and let her father connect the dots. Point 2. Of course, Lu Jingming remembered that night. Ever since he married Lu Yushi's mother, Lu Jingming had never looked at another woman. However, at the class reunion 1 year after their marriage, he had done something wrong. He felt very guilty and did not dare to tell her. He did not expect that it would come back to haunt him eventually. Point 2. Lu Jingming looked at Lu Yushi awkwardly and then asked, Wang Yun, Is this the child that we accidentally had that night? 2. Wang Yan nodded slightly. Point 2. Lu Zhengming looked at Lu Yushi sadly. It seemed that he would have to let his precious daughter down again. Point 2. Wang Yan suddenly sobbed. Zhengming, I didn't want to bring her here to meet everyone, but I don't want Maiha to suffer any longer. Even if you accept only her, I am fine with that, and I will leave. Wang Yan looked so pitiful that Lu Zhengming could not bear to look at her. Point 2. Meanwhile, Lu Yushi rolled her eyes once more and tried to keep her composure. It had to be said that she could not underestimate this Wang Yan. The mother managed to hit 2 birds with 1 stone, getting Wang Maiha incorporated into the family and establishing her right to an accommodation. She was cunning. Point 2. Lu Zhengming did not know what to respond. He said, for now, you can all move back. Anyway, there are many rooms in the Lu residence. As for the matter of validating your lineage, we'll talk about it later on. 2. Having said that, he went upstairs, leaving Lu Yushi and the Wang mother and daughter staring at each other. Point 2. Lu Yushi looked at the mother and daughter, who had superb acting skills, and thought to herself, I'll let you stay here and see how I receive you. There's still plenty of time in the future. 2. Wang Maiha was the first to break the awkwardness and sat beside Lu Yushi. So, you're my newfound half-sister. Can we get along well in the future? 2. Her innocent expression almost made Lu Yushi believe it. Lu Yushi forced a smile and said, Okay, sister. I had no problems with that. I believe we can get along well. Lu Yushi emphasized the words get along well. Point 2. Soon it was 3 in the afternoon. Point 2. Lu Yushi woke up from a nap and saw that the Wang duo had already moved in. Were they from a moving company or something? It was even faster than a moving company. Point 2. Lu Yushi could not be bothered with them. Out of sight, she carried her small backpack and went to the shopping mall. At the mall, Lu Yushi inspected the sales for a while. Shoes and clothes were not selling well. She tried waiting some more to see if anyone would make a purchase, but, to her dismay, nothing got sold. At this rate, it would be no surprise if the Lu Corporation went bankrupt. She feared the idea of being homeless in the future and left to beg on the streets. Point 2. Suddenly, too, Lu Yushi heard a distant wailing of a child from a designer bag store. She quickly ran over to check what was going on. Point 2. Lu Yushi pushed herself past multiple layers of onlookers without a second thought. Point 2. Excuse me, she said until she made it to the front. Point 2. A little girl was crying while she hugged a man's leg. She was heard repeating, Daddy, you were taken away by the bad ant. Please don't abandon Mommy and me. I will be obedient, I promise. Please don't abandon us. 2. The man being called father was carrying a bag in one hand and holding a beautiful woman with the other. There was a big gold chain around his neck, and he looked extremely annoyed. Point 2. The man looked down at the little girl and kicked her away in disgust. Being sent more than a meter away, the little girl tried her hardest not to cry, which caused everyone at the scene to feel heartbroken. Point 2. Everyone wanted a sense of justice to be imposed. How could such parents even exist? They were simply not human, but animals. Point 2. At this moment, a woman thought to be the mother of the child being mistreated stepped up and confronted the man. Point 2. You animal, I've been working hard these past few years to earn money for you to do business. Now that you've succeeded, you repay me by looking for another woman. 2. It's fine if you want another woman, but she's your child. How can you treat her like this? Are you still human? 2. The woman tried to reach out to the man, but was slapped to the ground. Point 2. Lu Yushi could not bear to watch this scene any longer. She picked up the little girl and placed her beside the woman who had fallen to the ground. Then she walked up to the man. Slap, slap, slap. Point 2. She slapped him left and right, causing Lu Yushi's hand to hurt. The man was enraged after being beaten up in public, and by a complete stranger at that. You be *TCH. What right do you have to hit me? Do you want to die? 2. He tried to slap back, but Lu Yushi nimbly dodged him and made a face at him. Point 2. If he wanted to hit her, there was no opportunity to do so. Point 2. Lu Yushi helped the woman who had fallen to the ground and assisted her in cleaning the dirt off her clothes. She said, Don't be afraid of him. I'll take responsibility if anything else happens. 2. Lao Min looked at the young woman who helped her up and thought to herself bravely, If a young woman could stand up for herself, so should she. She didn't have to swallow her pride, either too. Lao Min stood up and rushed to the unfaithful man with surprising speed and slapped him. Point two. A PA sound filled the air. Point two. Before the man could react, Lao Min grabbed the mistress' hair and pulled hard. Point two. The pain made the mistress shriek, but she did not dare to cry in fear of ruining her makeup. If she had followed Lu Yushi's instructions, she would not have any face to save at all. Point two. Before he saw his lover get humiliated, the unfaithful man angrily grabbed Lao Min by her hair and slapped her on the face. Point two. Another PA announcement. Point two. The sound of the slap was exceptionally loud, as if he had used up all his strength. Point two. After being beaten up, Lao Min fell to the ground again and stopped. She covered her face in shock. You hit me. You actually hit a woman. Fine. Don't blame me for your misfortunes. Let's get a divorce, too. So be it. I don't want a barbaric village woman like you anymore. The onlookers did not notice the smile on Mistress Li Xiaojing's face when the ex-couple said they wanted a divorce. Point two. Lu Yushi, however, saw it clearly. Point two. Lao Min had never thought that the man who once said he would protect and love her would eventually treat her like this. She regretted it so much. Why did she fall for such a scumbag, too? The allegedly heartless Su Quan took another glance at his wife and child being mistreated and almost felt a bit of remorse. He tried to explain, but was cut short. Point two. The mistress saw humanity creeping back into Su Quan's conscience and destroyed every last bit of guilt before it was too late. Point two. Li Xiaojing clutched her stomach and cried. Point two. Quan, my stomach hurts so much. Something could have happened to our child. Sister Lao Min didn't hit me on purpose, so don't blame her. 2. Lu Yushi observed Li Xiaojing. She didn't expect this woman to be so ruthless and expertly managed to throw all the blame on Lao Min too. Sure enough, when Su Quan saw that his sweetheart and his unborn child were in trouble, his eyes turned red with anger. Point two. He pointed at Lao Min and said, "You be asterisk TCH. It's fine that you didn't give me a son for 9 years, but now you want to kill my child too? If anything happens to my son, I won't let you get away. Go to the Civil Affairs Bureau tomorrow. I want a divorce too." Bam! This sentence hit Lao Min in the head again. Point two. For 9 years, she had worked tirelessly to earn money for him to invest. She had even given him the little money she earned from opening and managing a small clothing store. Point two. All these years, she couldn't let herself eat the food she wanted or wear fancy clothes like other women because all her savings went to him. Why did she ever make him succeed when he would betray her in the end? 2. Now that he succeeded, he repaid her by abandoning his family and finding a side chick bought with her money. Point two. Lao Min secretly laughed at herself for being so naive. Point two. Did I deserve this just because I couldn't give him a son? She thought. Lao Min stood quietly in a daze. Point two. Meanwhile, Su Quan was urging his mistress to go to the hospital for a checkup. Point two. However, he was stopped by Lu Yushi. The onlookers who lost interest at the scene were about to disperse, but saw that another commotion could happen soon, so they stayed. Point two. Su Quan saw Lu Yushi standing in their way and shouted angrily, "Get lost. I'll deal with you another time. Why are we not done yet, too?" Lu Yushi did not care about him. She turned her gaze to Li Xiaojing and asked, too, "Miss, how many months has it been, too?" Li Xiaojing looked at Lu Yushi's discerning eyes. Point two. She answered timidly, around 6 months, too." The crowd was very puzzled. They want to know why Lu Yushi asked that question. What was the point of asking that question? 2. Lu Yushi ignored the surrounding murmurs from the crowd and continued to ask, "Miss Li, you said you're pregnant, but why don't you look fat at all? You're showing no signs of pregnancy for someone entering her 3rd trimester." 2. Li Xiaojing did not expect her to ask this question. She explained in a fluster, "I had a good figure before pregnancy. Can I maintain that even until now, too?" Hearing her answer, Lu Yushi laughed and said, too, "As we all know, some people will have swelling in their legs during the later stages of pregnancy. Then again, even if there is no swelling experienced, most pregnant women walk differently. 2. Moreover, when they walk, pregnant women will subconsciously protect their stomachs. If you love the child in your stomach so much, How could you move in that contorted manner? 2. Li Xiaojing replied in a panic. You're talking nonsense. 2. Then, she pulled Su Quan with her hand, indicating for him to leave quickly. Lu Yushi continued to say something shocking. You're not pregnant at all. Am I right? 2. Su Quan also looked at Li Xiaojing with some confusion, as if he felt that what Lu Yushi said made sense. He only knew that Li Xiaojing was pregnant from what she told him, but he never bothered to verify the news. Every time he wanted to look or touch her stomach, she always changed the topic. 2. Li Xiaojing saw Su Quan's unbelieving eyes and everyone's disdainful looks. She became even more flustered and wanted to leave the place immediately. 2. Quan, I really have a stomachache. Do you not want to have a baby anymore? Li Xiaojing asked as she held Su Quan's hand. 2. When Su Quan heard this, he chose to believe his woman over Lu Yushi's one-sided words. He took Li Xiaojing to the hospital for a checkup. 2. However, Lu Yushi was not so quick to give up. Why are you running away? Are you afraid to verify the pregnancy? She asked. 2. Li Xiaojing turned her head and snarled. I know if I am pregnant or not. Who are you anyways to be the judge of this? And why do you care so much? 2. Lu Yushi sneered. As expected, the mistress still felt guilty. As long as she continued to attack, Li Xiaojing would eventually expose herself. 2. It doesn't matter who I am, but do you dare go to the toilet with me and let me take a look at your stomach? 2. Li Xiaojing's hand that was holding Su Quan trembled slightly. She did not know how to reply. She only wanted to cheat Su Quan of some money. She did not expect that there would be this much trouble. 2. Li Xiaojing clutched her bag. Her fingers slowly became white from gripping her bag too tightly. 2. The crowd was getting impatient at her hesitation and started speaking up. 2. What are you afraid of? 2. That's right. If it's true, then go to the toilet and let the little girl have a look. The crowd began to talk at once. 2. Sensing that these people could be telling the truth, Su Quan started to doubt Li Xiaojing. He had never seen her stomach, after all. Could the pregnancy be fake? 2. Being tricked in this manner was like losing the son he never really had. Su Quan shook off Li Xiaojing's grasp and left with a cold snort. 2. Seeing that her chance for some cash was literally walking away, Li Xiaojing chased after him to explain. 2. Suddenly, there was applause from all around. This little girl is really amazing. She managed to make them run away with just a few words. 2. Another woman said, I hated the mistress the most. I just didn't open my mouth because I thought she was pregnant. I didn't expect it to be fake. 2. The discussion among the crowd ended after a while. 2. Lu Yushi quickly helped Lao Min up from the ground. She carried the little girl and brought Lao Min to the VIP lounge of the shopping mall. Lu Yushi ordered 2 glasses of juice for the mother and daughter. The child was smiling and drinking happily. She completely forgot about what had just happened. The little girl was indeed still a child and quickly forgot the problems that just occurred. Adults, however, were not so quick to move on. 2. Lao Min said awkwardly, about that. Thank you very much. I am sorry that you had to make a fool of yourself for us. 2. Lu Yushi replied, of course not. I don't like it when there is an injustice being served. 2. Lao Min looked at the girl in front of her, who was around 17 to 18 years old. For some reason, she had a feeling of trust and wanted to tell her about her own experience. 2. Lao Min stroked Xiao Bei's head and talked about the sad past. Her father and I met in another city, and we quickly got married after confessing our mutual attraction for each other. A few years before we got married, things were still okay. Later on, he said that he wanted to start a business, so I sold the dowry that my parents gave me and worked my ass off to start a clothing store. Now that he has succeeded, he went to another woman and hated me for not giving him a son. He abandoned his wife and daughter. 2. Lu Yushi felt sympathy for the woman in front of her. She felt that they were both women with a difficult fate. She wanted to help her. 2. Lu Yushi extended her right hand and started from the beginning. Hello, my name is Lu Yushi. I am 18 years old this year, and I am in my 3rd year of high school. 2. Lao Min held onto Lu Yushi's hand and introduced herself. Hello, my name is Lao Min. I am 28 years old this year. If you don't mind, you can call me sister, too. Lu Yushi held Lao Min's hand tightly in excitement. Lao Min, You're Lao Min? The famous fashion designer in the country, Lao Min, too. Lao Min was startled by Lu Yushi's remark. What? I'm a well-known designer? I don't understand. Lao Min asked in confusion. Point 2. Lu Yushi said a little embarrassedly, that it's nothing. I think I mistook you for someone else. This is Xiao Bei, right? She said as she changed the subject. Point 2. Lao Min looked at her child and said with a smile, Yes, it's Xiao Bei. But how did you know, too? Lu Yushi scolded herself once more on the inside. She changed the topic again, hoping Lao Min wouldn't notice. Point 2. Hee, I just heard the people calling her that. She replied. Point 2. Is that so? Lao Min actually believed it. Point 2. Xiao Bei, before you finish your drink, I would like to introduce myself. You can call me Big Sister, said Lu Yushi to the little girl. Point 2. Xiao Bei smiled sweetly and said, Big Sister, hello, I'm Xiao Bei. I'm 3 years old this year, Big Sister. You're really beautiful, too. Lu Yushi was touched by the child's innocence. Xiao Bei, too, is a real beauty, too. Xiao Bei laughed sheepishly. Point 2. The response made Lu Yushi and Lao Min laugh out loud. Point 2. Lu Yushi knew that Lao Min and Xiao Bei were both seen on TV shows and fashion magazines in her previous life. It was said that after Lao Min was mercilessly abandoned by her husband, she, who was penniless, worked endlessly for her daughter, Xiao Bei. After 7 years of hard work, she became a well-known designer in the country and even globally. Point 2. Lu Yushi took out a credit card from her bag and handed it to Lao Min. Lu Yushi, what are you doing? Lao Min asked. Point 2. Lao Min, I've already called you elder sister. Don't you believe me? Take it first. If you really want a divorce, then you will need money. This will help, too. Lao Min held Lu Yushi's hand tightly with tears in her eyes. Lu Yushi, thank you. I don't know how to thank you. I don't know how to repay you, too. Lu Yushi took out a notebook and wrote a series of numbers. She tore it out and handed it over. Lao Min, this is my home number. After you're done with your tasks, give me a call. I have something to ask of you, too. Lao Min took the paper. Yes, I will. If there's anything I can do to repay you, I will definitely help, too. Lu Yushi saw this as a win-win situation. She got to help the mother and daughter from their predicament and made a valuable business connection. Having the soon-to-be famous Lao Min on her side was definitely an advantage. Point 2. Lu Yushi looked at her watch. Lao Min, it's 6 o'clock. My dad should be waiting for me to go back for dinner. I'll be leaving first, too. Okay, take care, replied Lao Min, too. Will do, Lu Yushi said as she left. Point 2. Lu Yushi, you're back. I just finished cooking. Hurry up. Sit down and get ready to eat, said Wang Yun as she fiddled with the dishes on the table, like she was the hostess. Point 2. Wang Yun's attitude made Lu Yushi very disgusted. Point 2. During dinner, Lu Jingming sat at the head of the table. The Wang family mother and daughter sat on the right side of Lu Jingming, while Lu Yushi sat on the left side of Lu Jingming. Point 2. Sister, Wang Maiha called out politely. Point 2. Lu Yushi did not even look at her. Dad, too. Let's continue with our dinner, Lu Jingming said seriously. Point 2. Lu Yushi looked at the serious Lu Jingming and was a little stunned. It had been a long time since her father had been so serious. What was going on? Then she looked at Wang Yun, who acted like she was the hostess but was really just the mistress, and instantly understood why her father was so serious. Point 2. It turned out that when Wang Yun moved in, he felt sorry for his late wife and Lu Yushi's mother. Point 2. Sister, eat. After dinner, Wang Maiha helped Lu Yushi with the dishes. Lu Yushi did not even look at her. Point 2. From an onlooker's point of view, the meal was awkward and uncomfortable to watch. Lu Yushi quickly finished her meal and went upstairs. She didn't want to stay in a bad mood. Point 2. She did not want to see the mother and daughter's pretentious behavior again, for it only made her feel disgusted. Point 2. When she returned to her room, she took out a book from her bag and started reading. Although she had experienced the college entrance examination in her previous life and still had some memories of the college entrance examination, it was still wise to read some books. Point 2. When she thought of the college entrance examination, Lu Yushi was so angry that she gritted her teeth. In her previous life, on the third day of the college entrance examinations, while Lu Yushi was answering the questions, a small piece of paper fell from the top of her head. She had curiously opened it to take a look. Point 2. When she looked up, she saw the officiator's sharp gaze on her point two. In the end, she was accused of cheating and was chased out of the examination venue point two. Unfortunately, good news remains a secret while bad news spread like wildfire. Soon, her cheating incident was the hot topic of the school point two. Although Lu Zhengming did not say anything and even encouraged her not to be sad, Lu Yushi knew that this incident had caused her father to lose face in front of his good friends and business partners. At the same time, Lu Yushi got marked with the reputation of a cheater during the college entrance examinations point two. All of that was done by Wang Maihe point two. Wang Maihe, I will never let you be so arrogant. Just you wait, too. She sorted out her thoughts and calmed down, then picked up the book and continued reading point two. In her previous life, the cheating scandal limited her chances of entering good universities. They closed their doors on her. At the end, she went to a university from a neighboring city, where her name and reputation were less known. The distance, however, allowed Wang Maihe to scheme behind her back with the family point two. This time, she would not be stupid. She would not let Wang Maihe enter the family and have the surname Lu. Not even in her wildest dreams, point two. The next day, just as Lu Yushi entered the classroom, Xiao Ran saw her and gave her a look from head to toe point two. Why are you looking at me like that? You're giving me goosebumps. Lu Yushi looked at Xiao Ran strangely and asked point two. Xiao Ran said a little angrily, why did you run off so quickly yesterday? I thought something bad happened at your house, too. Lu Yushi said a little embarrassedly, hee, it's nothing. I'm sorry. I forgot about you. Can I treat you to a meal as compensation, too? Xiao Ran said, since we're talking about food, fine. I'll let you go. It won't happen again, too. Yes, too. Xiao Ran took out a piece of paper from the drawer and handed it to Lu Yushi. Here, this is the list of names that the student council just sent over. You're in the semifinals, too. Lu Yushi took the list and looked at the time of the semifinals. Tonight, at 7:30 p.m., in a music room point two. Then, she stuffed it into the drawer. Who cares? Whatever happens, happens, she thought point two. Xiao Ran, come with me tonight. Lu Yushi looked at her friend, pitifully point two. Xiao Ran could not say no to those puppy dog eyes and eventually gave in point two. In the classroom at 7:30 p.m. point two. Lu Yushi saw the person she did not want to see the most, Wang Maihe. Sister, you're here? I've been waiting for a long time. There's a seat here. Come and sit. Wang Maihe waved from afar point two. Lu Yushi rolled her eyes. Why did she have to bump into Wang Maihe again? They were indeed enemies on a narrow road point two. Xiao Ran pointed at Wang Maihe with her chin and asked, who is she and why is she calling you sister? Two. Lu Yushi stared at Wang Maihe and said, an enemy. Two. Then, she pulled Xiao Ran in the direction of Wang Maihe. Someone had already saved them a seat, so it would be a waste not to take it point two. Sister, do you best at the competition, okay? Wang Maihe said, innocently point two. Lu Yushi expressionlessly said, okay, then ignored her point two. An hour passed point two. Lu Yushi, you're so amazing. You passed again. Xiao Ran was even more excited than Lu Yushi point two. Okay, you're already so happy with me, just entering the semifinals. Remember, we still have to get to the finals. Lu Yushi said, helplessly point two. Anyway, I'm just happy. Come, treat me to a meal. Let's celebrate. Xiao Ran pulled Lu Yushi and walked out point two. At this moment, Wang Maihe caught up with the girls. Sister, where are you going? Can I go with you guys, too? Lu Yushi decisively refused. No, we have something to do. As she spoke, she pulled Xiao Ran away point two. Looking at Lu Yushi, who had walked far away, Wang Maihe's sweet expression darkened, revealing a somewhat frightening expression. Clenching her fists, she thought, Lu Yushi, don't be too proud. I'll let you die a horrible death, too. Lu Yushi, why didn't you let her join us? Xiao Ran asked in confusion point two. Lu Yushi looked at her friend and said seriously, Xiao Ran, she is our family's enemy, too. Lu Yushi told Xiao Ran about Wang Maihe and Wang Yun's false marriage. After Xiao Ran heard the full story, she was so angry that she wanted to go back and settle the score with Wang Maihe. However, Lu Yushi held her friend back. Point 2. Lu Yushi, don't stop me. Let me find her. Why should I contain myself when she actually admitted that she was fake with you? 2. Xiao Ran, don't go. I have my own plan. I won't let such a person get away with this. Lu Yushi pulled Xiao Ran back. She was worried that her friend would alert the enemy. Point 2. All right, I won't ruin your plan, but Xiao Ran paused for a moment and continued. When you're done with her, call me. 2. Lu Yushi quickly nodded in agreement, but she was afraid that this troublemaker would take advantage of her inattentiveness to look for Wang Maihe. Point 2. That's good. Xiao Ran looked at the time. 8:30, it's still early. Let's go eat, too. Boss, help me grill a portion of fish, 20 skewers, and a portion of fried chicken. Lu Yushi's continued shouts of their orders scared Xiao Ran a bit. Point 2. The chef replied loudly. All right, please wait a moment. 2. Lu Yushi, what are you doing? You're the Lu family's young miss. How can you be so careless? Xiao Ran looked at the people around her vigilantly. Point 2. Xiao Ran, don't worry. Who would recognize us here? Lu Yushi said with a smile. Point 2. Xiao Ran looked at the people around her, who were practicing their martial arts in grilling and drinking. The noise was so loud that it made her ears hurt a little, but she liked these kinds of places. Point 2. Xiao Ran pretended to be angry and slapped the table. Lu Yushi, you said that we were going to a nice place to celebrate, but you brought me here. 2. Lu Yushi used her trump card again. Her eyes were misty as she looked at Xiao Ran pitifully. Point 2. Xiao Ran, are you angry? Don't be angry. This place is quite delicious, too. Xiao Ran suddenly laughed. Haha, I lied to you. I quite like this place, too. Damn you, Xiao Ran. How dare you lie to me, too? Ladies, your 20 skewers of mutton, fried chicken, and grilled fish, the boss said as he placed the food in front of them. Point 2. Let's eat. Lu Yushi picked up a skewer of mutton and ate it. She did not look like a rich lady at all. Point 2. It is quite delicious. The fried chicken is quite crispy and fragrant. Xiao Ran praised the food as she ate. Point 2. I told you, it's quite delicious, right? Lu Yushi was a little proud. Point 2. Yes. But Lu Yushi, how did you know about this place? Xiao Ran was puzzled. Point 2. Well, I forgot about it too. I'll tell you when I remember. Lu Yushi was also a little confused as to how she knew about this street. She just felt like she had seen it somewhere before, but she couldn't remember where it was at the moment. Point 2. Xiao Ran, wait here for a moment. I'll ask the boss where's the washroom. I'll go freshen up, too. Okay, go ahead. Also, please order another serving for me. Xiao Ran was still hungry and didn't forget to ask Lu Yushi to order another serving. Point 2. Got it, too. Looking at the dark alley in front of her, Lu Yushi was a little timid and had the urge to run away. The boss said that the night market here was very remote. There was only a bar in this small alley nearby, and there was a washroom in the bar. Lu Yushi did not want to go, but she really needed to use the bathroom. Point 2. Forget it. She was already dead, so what was there to be afraid of? She closed her eyes and took a deep breath. She ran for the bar. Point 2. She had just run halfway when she heard a sound. Point 2. Run. Why aren't you running? She asked herself and regretted stopping. Point 2. She heard the sound of someone getting kicked. Point 2. Up ahead, there was a person pointing a gun at a person on the ground. Mo Rue, I didn't expect you to fall into my hands. 2. The lackey beside him said. Second brother, the boss said. Then, he made a killing gesture with his finger across his neck. Point 2. Long Gang stared at the immobilized Mo Rue. It's not that I don't want to let you off, it's that you're too nosy. You should have properly reported to the police that my brother sold firearms. Fortunately, my brother received the information and hid it in advance. Otherwise, he would have really fallen into your trap. 2. Lu Yushi, who was not far away, saw this scene and forgot to go to the washroom. Thinking back, Mo Rue, she seemed to have heard of them somewhere before. Point 2. Suddenly, Lu Yushi remembered something. Right, it was on the television. That was how I knew there was a night market for food in this alley, too. So it was from the television news. She remembered what the news was about. Point 2. A gang leader was beaten to death in the alley. Outside the alley was a lively night market, but no one noticed it, too. Lu Yushi felt a little sympathetic. Could be the guy who was getting beaten now, too. Seeing more than 10 people surrounding him, She couldn't save him even if she wanted to. Seeing Long Gang wanting to shoot, Lu Yushi became anxious. Point 2. What should I do? What should I do? Let me think. Lu Yushi was anxious as time was running out. Point 2. Suddenly, Lu Yushi thought of something. She took out the gun from her bag and pointed it at the sky. Point 2. Bang! She fired a shot. Fortunately, she had forgotten to bring the gun to the police last time. There was no movement outside the lively night market. Everyone thought that someone's car had a flat tire. However, Long Gang and the group of underlings were a little frightened. Second brother, someone must have come to save him. Let's go quickly, too. Long Gang glanced at Mo Rue and wanted to shoot, but he stopped. Second brother, don't shoot. If you alarm the police, you won't be able to escape, too. Long Gang snorted and kicked Mo Rue hard. You're lucky, let's go, too. Looking at the group of people disperse, Lu Yushi ran in the direction they came from. She reached Mo Rue's side and patted him gently. Point 2. Hey, you're not dead, are you? Can you still walk? As she spoke, she placed him on his stomach to check. Point 2. Mo Rue raised his head slightly. Lu Yushi's actions made him groan in pain. He looked at the girl in front of him in confusion. Point 2. Who are you? What are you doing? Mo Rue wanted to break free vigilantly. Point 2. However, he was held down by Lu Yushi. If you don't want to die, don't move. 2. Mo Rue looked at the serious look of the strange woman in front of him and inexplicably calmed down. He tried his best to support himself against the wall and followed her directions. Point 2. Lu Yushi was struggling to carry this man who was over 180 centimeters. Her height of 168 centimeters appeared very petite beside him. Point 2. Looking at his face, she saw a bruise and dried up blood that flowed from his head to his forehead. His clothes were tattered. Lu Yushi felt sorry for the man. Point 2. How painful must it be to suffer such a serious injury? Why didn't he cry out in pain? 2. After walking for a while, Lu Yushi's steps were a little unsteady. What did this man eat to grow up? How could he be so heavy? Moreover, she completely forgot about the main reason why she stepped out of the restaurant, and now she really needed to use the bathroom. Point 2. Mo Rue looked at the little woman who was staggering while carrying him. She was so exhausted, yet she did not leave him by the side of the road. A warm feeling welled up in his heart. Point 2. How long had it been since he had a woman who cared about him so much, too? She was stunning. She had a small nose, petite mouth, thin eyebrows, and big bright eyes. Under the illumination of the lights in the alley, she looked very beautiful. Her waist-length black hair made her even more marvelous. Point 2. This kind of woman made him have a desire to protect her for the rest of his life. Lu Yushi resisted the urge to go to the bathroom. She desperately wanted to take him to a safe place before going to the bathroom. Point 2. No one would hurt you in the hospital, right? Lu Yushi said. Point 2. Mo Rue spat out the word like gold. No, 2. Lu Yushi called for a car and stuffed him into it. Then she got on from the other side. Master, go to the hospital, please. At the emergency room. Point 2. Doctor, are you all right? Lu Yushi's voice was a little shaky as she asked. Those who did not know would think that she was worried about the condition of the injured person inside. Point 2. Actually, she still did not have the chance to go to the bathroom, so she was still in dire need of 1.2. The doctor took off his mask and asked, "Are you the patient's family member?" 2. Lu Yushi did not know how to answer, so she said, "Yes, 2. He's fine. It's just some external injuries. He only has 2 broken ribs," the doctor said indifferently. Point 2. Lu Yushi, on the other hand, swallowed her saliva in surprise and said intermittently, 2 broken ribs? It's just a broken rib? It doesn't sound like a small injury. 2. To us, this is really a small injury. Moreover, his body is so strong. He's fine. It'll be fine, little girl. You don't have to tremble," the doctor kindly reminded when he saw Lu Yushi trembling. Point 2. Lu Yushi broke out in a cold sweat. How could he be fine when she felt suffocated? Then should I go in and see him, 2? Yes, but not for long, 2. Got it. Thank you, Doctor, 2. Lu Yushi only wanted to make sure that he was fine before going to the toilet. Otherwise, she would not feel at ease. The instrument made a D sound. He was sleeping peacefully. His long eyelashes blurred under the weak light. There was a hint of white on his lips. It was the bruise on his right eye that had ruined his whole body. Otherwise, he would really be very handsome. Point two. Who could be so wicked? Didn't they know that hitting someone meant not hitting their face, too? At this moment, Liu Yushi saw a cell phone on the small table beside the bed and quietly walked out of the ward. Outside the ward, Liu Yushi looked at the contact list, which gave her fright. It was just one number. Why wasn't he so popular when he was so handsome? 2. She nervously dialed the only number, his second brother. It was a cell phone, after all, so how could she not be nervous? 2. Before the first ring ended, the other end picked up. The voice sounded nervous. Point 2. Hello, big brother. I saw that the little brother of the night bar was knocked down by someone. Where are you? Did something happen? 2. Hello, I'm not your big brother. Your big brother was injured and was sent to the hospital. Come and see him, 2. Which hospital? The person on the other end of the phone was even more worried. Point 2. People's Hospital. Liu Yushi returned to the ward, put the phone on the small table, and then left the ward. Point 2. After leaving the ward, Liu Yushi rushed to the toilet without caring about anything else. She could not hold it in any longer. Finally, she got to use the bathroom. Liu Yushi heaved a sigh of relief. She had planned to go back to the ward to see that man again, but she kept feeling as if she had forgotten something. Point 2. She frowned and thought for a moment. It's over. She had forgotten about Xiao Ran. Point 2. Liu Yushi had the urge to cry. She was so tired. After leaving the hospital, she took a taxi and headed towards the night market. At the ward. Point 2. Big brother, why are you lying here? What happened? Mo, she asked worriedly. Point 2. Mo Rue's eyes narrowed dangerously. I was plotted against by Long Gang, too. Mo, she was so angry that he wanted to take revenge, but was stopped by Mo Rue. Point 2. Don't mess around. With their current military strength, you will only come back dead. 2. Then what do you think we should do, big brother? Mo, she asked patiently. Point 2. Mo Rue did not say anything. Mo, she suddenly thought of something and asked in confusion, Big brother, who was the woman who called me to come here just now? 2. The person who saved me. 2. Mo, she was a little surprised. No way. A woman saved you when there were so many people surrounding you with guns. She's too bold, too. Mo Rue recalled the gunshot and said, she has a gun, too. Mo, she was even more shocked. Where did a weak woman get a gun? It seemed like she had quite a background. What about her? Mo Rue asked. Point 2. Mo, she answered honestly, I haven't seen any women since my brothers and I came here. 2. Mo Rue said, go, help me find her. Also, hurry up and go through the discharge procedures. Otherwise, Long Gang will chase after me while I'm injured. 2. Yes. Mo, she left the ward. Point 2. Mo Rue recalled the cute and unconvinced look of the girl and was a little moved. Where are you? Why didn't you wait for me to say thank you, too? At this moment, Liu Yushi was panting as she ran toward Xiao Ran. Point 2. She spoke in a staccato manner. Xiao Ran, I'm sorry. I had something to do and left for a while, too. She raised her head and met Xiao Ran's angry and resentful eyes. Liu Yushi, do you see what time it is now? Are you really sorry for leaving me here alone to enjoy yourself? 2. Liu Yushi looked at Xiao Ran in embarrassment. Xiao Ran, I'm sorry. I didn't do it on purpose. I really ran into something and got delayed. 2. Xiao Ran continued to say angrily, why didn't you buy a cell phone? I couldn't even call you back even if I wanted to. Don't you know that I didn't bring any money today, too? Xiao Ran said to herself. Besides, I couldn't leave even if I wanted to. You won't be able to find me when you come back, too. Looking at the sparse crowd around her, Liu Yushi became even more apologetic. I'm sorry, Xiao Ran. Please forgive me again. I won't do it again. I promise, too. Liu Yushi's assured posture made Xiao Ran laugh. All right, I'll forgive you again. There won't be another time. 2. Liu Yushi quickly hugged Xiao Ran and said happily, Xiao Ran, I knew you were the best. Wait a moment, I'll go pay the bill, too. After taking a taxi to send Xiao Ran home, it was almost 11 when Liu Yushi reached her place. Point 2. Miss, you're back. Mother Who said. Point 2. Yes, I'm back. Mother Who, don't worry about me. Go to sleep. Lu Yushi said to Mother, who with endearment point 2. All right then, I'll go get you a bath before you go to sleep. Mother who said as she headed upstairs point 2. However, Lu Yushi held her hand. Mother who, I can do it myself. Please rest now and sleep. 2. Mother who could not persuade Lu Yushi, so she could only say, all right, I'll go to sleep then. If you need anything, call me, too. Lu Yushi quickly replied, okay, I got it, too. The reason why Lu Yushi felt sorry for Mother, who was because Mother who was a servant that her mother had brought over. She was very loyal to her mother and had watched her grow up. She had no children, which made her heart ache. Every day, she would put in the bathwater and wait for Lu Yushi to come back. When it got cold, she would change again point 2. In her previous life, she had listened to Wang Yun's words and misunderstood Mother who. This time, she would not be stupid again point 2. It was already 12 o'clock after the bath, but Lu Yushi still had not fallen asleep. She took out the gun in her bag and started to examine it. That day, she had picked up 2 guns. One was a man's pistol, and the other was a woman's. She then looked at the small cloth bag that contained the gun and tugged at it forcefully. They were all made of real silk. And what was this? Lu Yushi discovered something. Black. It was a black character written in song style point 2. She had been reborn. So why didn't she have any recollection of this black character? Forget it. We'll talk about it later. It's very late point 2. Lu Yushi stretched her body and said to herself, sleep. 2. A kilometer away, somewhere in the suburbs point 2. What's going on? The man asked coldly point 2. The informant could not help but feel a little scared. Hey D, the sound of a gun was found in the alley in the southwest. This was left at the scene, too. His slender fingers took the bullet. The dark light made it impossible to see his expression. Keep looking. If you can't find it, don't come back. Hades' voice penetrated through the heart and made the informant break out in cold sweat point 2. Yes, too. His sharp eyes were like an eagle hovering in the sky, making it impossible for people to hide point 2. The third year of high school classes was basically over. The only thing left was to review and review some more. There was still half a month before the college entrance exam, so the mock exam was unavoidable point 2. Xiaoxi, are you confident about the mock exam later? I heard that the school has made a big revision on this exam. It doesn't focus much on literature and science. In the 3 days of the exam, there was someone that scored less than 50 points, and they were so discouraged by it. Xiao Ran reminded Lu Yushi, whose results were average point 2. Lu Yushi made an indifferent gesture. She didn't care. After all, she was a university graduate and had been reading recently. It shouldn't be difficult for her. Quiet. I'll be handing out the questionnaires. Don't whisper to each other. If I find out that you're cheating, you won't have 2 hours to answer the questions. You can hand in your papers in advance. The instructor said seriously point 2. Sure enough, Lu Yushi smiled when she received the exam papers. It was really quite simple. She felt like she could finish it in one glance. However, other people did not think so. They had never seen these questions before. How were they supposed to answer them? Chua. Lu Yushi quickly reached the last question. When she saw the word jewelry on the last question, Lu Yushi was a little stunned. Jewelry, what's the date today? The third mock exam, could it be? Lu Yushi quickly finished the last question and handed over the questionnaire to the podium in front of everyone point 2. It scared the students still answering. Wasn't it only half an hour since the paper was given? How could she have already finished? Did she not know how to answer the questions? 2. The teacher also looked at his watch and said, Student, it has only been half an hour since the paper was given. You should write. Before he could finish, he saw that Lu Yushi had finished writing the correct paper. He was quite shocked point 2. Teacher, I have finished writing. I still have something to do. Can I leave now? Lu Yushi said anxiously point 2. The teacher put on his glasses and looked at it in disbelief. He even waved his hand to indicate that she could leave. Yes, you can leave now. 2. After Lu Yushi left, the instructor released a message that scared all the students present point 2. You have to hurry up. Not only did that student finish writing in record time, but after taking a quick scan of her paper, if there were no accidents, it should get full marks. 2. The students could not hold it in any longer and frantically went back to answering the questions. For a moment, the sound of the exam papers was heard. They had only answered 1 point, but someone actually finished everything already point 2. Xiao Ran was stunned. When did Lu Yushi become so amazing, too? As soon as Lu Yushi left the school gate, she immediately called for a taxi. Master, quick, Lu Jewelry. Lu Yushi's anxious look scared the driver a little, so he quickly stepped on the gas point, too. Lu Yushi looked at her watch. It was 10:36. There was still half an hour left. If she remembered correctly, the jewelry store would explode because someone had planted a bomb there, point 2. Lu Yushi clearly remembered that after she finished her mock exam in her previous life, she found out that there was an explosion in their shop, killing more than a dozen employees, more than a dozen customers, and left many injured. They had lost over 1.7 billion yuan worth of jewelry, too. It was a very sensational incident at that time. Many of their employees' families raised protested at the Lu Jewelry store, asking the Lu Jewelry Company to give them justice, point 2. As a result, the Lu Corporation's jewelry business fell drastically, point 2. Father was unable to solve the problem at the moment, so he could only beg people to lend him money. This was the moment when Father went into drinking and was accidentally tricked by Wang Yun into having sex with her. He was forced to marry her, point 2. Lu Yushi's nightmare began at that time. 10:54. Lu Yushi arrived at the entrance of the jewelry store. There were still 10 minutes left. She rushed in hurriedly and rang the emergency bell, point 2. All the customers thought that there was a fire and ran out. Many sales ladies were also very anxious, but they did not act rashly because they were well-trained, point 2. Lu Yushi stood on a high chair and shouted desperately to maintain order, point 2. Everyone, don't panic. Come one by one. Security, you guys clear the people, too. Then, she said to the staff, you guys hurry up. You have to move quickly. Take the emergency bag next to you and stuff all the jewelry in it, too. The sales ladies were a little scared and did not dare to move. However, Lu Yushi shouted again, hurry before it's too late. Hurry, too. The staff quickly took out the emergency bag next to them, grabbed the jewelry, and stuffed them in, point 2. The well-trained salespeople were finished in a short time. Lu Yushi brought them out to a safe, open space outside. Many people gathered to see what was going on inside, point 2. However, they were stopped by the security guards and stepped back, point 2. 11 o'clock. There were only 2 minutes left. Lu Yushi quickly asked, is everyone out? Is there anyone else inside, too? At this time, a voice from the crowd made Lu Yushi suffocate. Manager Zhang. Manager Zhang is still settling accounts in the warehouse, too. Lu Yushi rushed in without thinking and shouted anxiously, Manager Zhang. Manager Zhang, where are you? 2. I'm here, what's wrong? Manager Zhang came out of the warehouse and asked in confusion, point 2. Lu Yushi didn't care about the consequences and pulled her out, point 2. When Lu Yushi pulled Manager Zhang out, she looked at her watch again, point 2. 10, 9, 8, 7, 3, 2, 1, 2. Boom, followed by a loud sound. The jewelry shop turned into nothing, point 2. Cough, cough. Lu Yushi choked on the dust and coughed twice. She covered her mouth and nose and used her hands to shake off the dust in front of her. She stared at the jewelry shop that had turned into a pile of rubbish on the ground, point 2. Everyone who had been inside just now was so scared that their faces turned pale. If they had not listened to this lady's words and came out, they would have never made it. Talk about a narrow escape from death, point 2. Lu Yushi said seriously to Manager Zhang, Manager Zhang, go and call the police immediately. Also, inform the reporters to come over. I want to report on everything, too. Yes. Manager Zhang wiped the cold sweat on her forehead. If Miss Lu didn't pull her out in time, she might not be able to see the sky for the rest of her life, point 2. Lu Yushi asked the people at the scene, who has a cell phone, 2. An employee took out a cell phone and said, I do, 2. Lu Yushi borrowed it and pressed a familiar number. Beep, beep, beep. The phone rang twice before it was picked up. Hello, 2. Lu Yushi said, hello. Secretary Lu, is my dad there? Put him on the phone, please, 2. The chairman is in a meeting, Secretary Lu said, point 2. Lu Yushi said angrily, if I ask you to bring it to my dad, then please do as I say. What nonsense is this, 2? Lu Jingming was in a meeting when he suddenly heard Secretary Lu knock on the door and brought his cell phone in. Didn't I say not to pick up the phone when I'm in a meeting? 2. Chairman, it's Miss calling. She said something big has happened. 2. Hearing that something had happened, Lu Jungming quickly picked it up. Is it Yushi? What happened? 2. What? The jewelry store exploded. Lu Jungming said in shock. 2. The shareholders present were also worried and discussing. Lu Jungming frowned. Xiao Lu, prepare the car. 2. Move aside, move aside. The police are handling the case. The police quickly arrived at the scene of the explosion. 2. A cordon was set up at the scene. Immediately after, media cars that heard the big news also arrived at the scene. Each car had a reporter and a photographer to cover the news. 2. The reporters surrounded the police officers who were handling the case and asked one question after another. 2. May I ask what happened? Why was there an explosion? 2. May I ask if there were any casualties? 2. May I ask if this was an accident or a conspiracy? 2. The police officers were somewhat annoyed by their chattering voices and said, it's still under investigation. 2. The reporters turned their microphones to the crowd at the scene. May I ask if you know what just happened? 2. My mom and I were picking out jewelry when we heard an emergency bell and we ran away with the help of security, the person said. For a time, many reporters joined the crowd to ask questions, but most of the answers were the same. 2. When a reporter interviewed a Lu employee, his eyes lit up. 2. Do you know what's going on? The reporter asked. 2. The Lu employee said with some excitement. Just now, the emergency bell suddenly rang, and we were all shocked. At this time, a girl stood up on a chair and shouted, security guards, clear the crowd. Then the sales ladies quickly picked up the jewelry, and we all ran out. 2. Another employee also stood up and said, yes, yes. It gave me a fright, too. The reporter asked, then what about the jewelry, 2? The employee said, the jewelry is now with Manager Zhang. 2. Another reporter continued to ask, then is the girl you mentioned still here? 2. The employee looked left and right. When she saw Manager Zhang, she saw Lu Yushi. She pointed in Lu Yushi's direction and said, over there. 2. When the reporters saw the direction pointed by the employee, they hurriedly ran over and surrounded her. They all pointed their microphones at Lu Yushi. 2. Excuse me, are you the girl who saved everyone at the jewelry store? 2. Excuse me, how did you know that this place would explode? 2. Can you tell us your name? 2. The reporters threw out questions one after another. 2. Looking at the video camera, Lu Yushi smiled and answered calmly. It's not convenient for me to answer your questions now. I'll answer them later. 2. Lu Yushi walked in front of the lead police officer and whispered a few words to the police officer. The police officer looked at her in confusion and then summoned 2 police officers to give them the task. As the distance was relatively close, it did not take long for 2 officers to come back with audio tapes. It turned out that Lu Yushi had just said to the officer, the video from the bank next to the jewelry store may have captured the entire scene of the explosion. 2. Lu Yushi looked at the reporters and asked, which one of you has a video player in your car? The video has something you want, too. When reporter Lin heard that there was big news, he raised his hand and said, we have one in our car. Then he said to the cameraman, go and connect the video player and bring it down, too. A few minutes later, the video player was surrounded by people. The police officer put the tape in. When the tape jumped to a man in black with a black bag on his back, Lu Yushi shouted, there, too. The cameramen quickly turned on their cameras to record the footage. 2. In the video, a man dressed in black with a black bag hanging on his back sneakily wandered in front of the jewelry store for a while. 2. He entered the store and came out with his backpack gone. 2. Then, the footage showed Lu Yushi as she had rushed in. After a while, the crowd could be seen running out. Lu Yushi was the last to come out. About a few seconds later, Lu Yushi rushed in again and pulled Manager Zhang out. The instance when the store exploded into ashes followed. 2. Lu Yushi smiled at the police officer and said, police officer, I've seen that man before. He's the brother-in-law of the chairman of the Li Corporation. Do you want to check him out? 2. After hearing Lu Yushi's words, the reporters who were ready to get some details finally surrounded Lu Yushi. 2. Miss, how did you know that it was the Li Corporation's premeditated plan, and how did you foresee it? 2. Yes, from your look, you should still be a student. Why were you here at that time? 2. And why did you take the risk to go in and save the people when you came out? Aren't you afraid of death? 2. Lu Yushi smiled and said, I promised to answer you when it was convenient for me. Now that it's about time, I'll answer your questions. 2. Lu Yushi turned to the side and showed the reporter her school bag. As you said, I'm indeed a student, a senior year student of Lin Huang High School. 2. A reporter asked, a senior year student at Lin Huang High School? My niece is also from that school. As far as I know, today is the school's mock exam schedule for college preliminaries. You came here during the exam. Didn't you take the exam? 2. Faced with the question, Lu Yushi smiled again and said, today is indeed the mock exam of our school, but I didn't skip the exam. I came here after finishing my exam. 2. The reporter did not give up and continued to ask, it takes at least 20 minutes to get here from Lin Huang High School. You were already here at 10:54. Does that mean you handed in your exam paper in half an hour? 2. The surrounding people felt that it was impossible. Even the reporter who asked the question doubted the words that came out of his mouth. 2. Lu Yushi continued, as for how I knew about this conspiracy, I can only say that I have no comment. Also, you asked me if I am afraid of death. My answer to that is yes, I am afraid of death. But I will not allow another's life to be lost on my hands. 2. Having experienced life and death, how could she not be afraid? It was just that she did not want to let anyone else die an untimely death without knowing anything. 2. The reporter seemed to have grasped the key point and desperately asked, why did you say you had no comment? Could it be that you're also involved in this conspiracy? 2. The Lu family's daughter would never do such a thing. Lu Jingming's sudden voice made everyone look at him. 2. A reporter recognized him. Aren't you the chairman of the Lu Corporation? 2. Then, Lu Jingming was surrounded by a swarm of reporters. Chairman Lu, what do you mean by this? 2. Lu Jingming walked to Lu Yushi's side and patted her shoulder, saying, my daughter, Lu Yushi, would never do anything to harm our Lu Corporation. 2. So she's the daughter of the Lu family. No wonder she's not in awe of the cameras. The surrounding people discussed. 2. That's right. Even after being interrogated by the reporters, she still maintains the appearance of a lady from a wealthy family, as expected from a daughter of a wealthy family. 2. The reporters looked at Lu Yushi somewhat embarrassedly. Lu Yushi did not say anything, but smiled gently. The reporters were all impressed by this young lady. Why would the Lu family's daughter want to blow up her own jewelry store? 2. Moreover, everyone had seen the video just now. If the Lu family's young lady had a plan, she would not risk her life in a gamble. 2. For a moment, the reporters praised Lu Jingming for having a beautiful and kind daughter. 2. Lu Jingming smiled and said, you all must be pulling my leg. I'll treat everyone to a meal later. Now everyone, please write well. 2. The reporters naturally knew that Lu Jingming's intention of treating them to a meal meant they must be careful about what they wrote. In fact, they did not write anything bad. After all, everyone had seen Miss Lu enter the scene again for the employees. 2. Actually, Lu Yushi had asked manager Zhang to call the reporters for a reason. Firstly, since the Li family wanted to kill the Lu family, she would eradicate the enemy. Secondly, this would promote the Lu family's jewelry business and let more people know about the brand. 2. After Lu Jingming sent the reporters away, he quickly looked over Lu Yushi from top to bottom and turned her clockwise to inspect for any injuries. Lu Yushi knew that her father cared about her, so she turned around and said, Father, don't worry, I'm fine. No one was injured. I've already sent people to deliver the jewelry back to the Lu family. I've also called the police to investigate the murderer. The store must be rebuilt, too. Lu Jingming looked at Lu Yushi with satisfaction. Everything had been taken care of. It seemed that he had a successor. Dad, I'll leave the rest to you. I still have the mock exam in the afternoon. I'll rush home as soon as possible to help you, Lu Yushi said calmly, as if nothing had happened a few hours ago. 2. Okay, go ahead. Lu Jingming looked at the dilapidated area in front of him, unable to calm down for a long time. 2. When Lu Yushi passed by a police officer who was investigating the scene, she hinted, if you can't find anything, you have to go to the Li Corporation to find out, too. Officer Wu looked at the distant Lu Yushi and said to a fellow officer, "Close the net and go to the Lee Corporation, too." The reason why Lu Yushi knew it was the Lee Corporation's doing was because in her previous life, she had paid close attention to the situation of her jewelry shop explosion. The police only found out about the Lee Corporation's influence after the explosion took place, but not after a long time had passed. Eventually, justice was served to the Lee family. Point 2. They cleared the Lu Corporation's name, but they did not recover a single cent of the 1 billion yuan loss from the jewelry that was destroyed. Point 2. When Lu Yushi arrived at the examination venue in the afternoon, she was immediately surrounded by students led by Xiao Ran. Point 2. Xiao Ran did not even blink. "Tell me, what happened to you in the morning? You finished writing in less than half an hour, and you were all right, too." Lu Yushi smiled awkwardly. "Hee. The questions were quite simple. You could finish them with a stroke of your hand, too." "Simple? Are you kidding me?" This time, the principal invited a famous professor to come up with the questions. "How can it be simple?" The boy behind Xiao Ran said. Point 2. "Exactly, it was so difficult. I handed in my papers 10 minutes before the bell rang." Another classmate said. Point 2. Xiao Ran stared at Lu Yushi. The more she stared, the closer she got. 2. "Xiao Ran, why are you staring at me like that?" Lu Yushi was a little helpless. Point 2. Xiao Ran ignored her and continued to stare. Point 2. "I'm also a reader," Lu Yushi said while Xiao Ran still had her eyes glued on her. Point 2. "It's true, I'm really a reader," Lu Yushi continued to say. Point 2. Xiao Ran delivered more stares. Point 2. "All right, stop staring." Pages 119, 257, and 324. There are key points there. Aside from that, there's really nothing else. Lu Yushi did not even know what the key points were. In her previous life, she had scored 52 points and was ridiculed by Wang Maihe before desperately reading the exam questions. Point 2. In addition, she had already graduated from college in her previous life and had been working hard to read since her rebirth. That was why it was so simple. But she could not say that to her friend who was still staring. Point 2. "I love you the most, Lu Yushi." After saying that, she ran away without looking back. Point 2. When the other students surrounding her heard there were key points, they ran back to the classroom. There were still 40 minutes left for the exam, but they had to be at the exam venue half an hour early, which meant that there were still 10 minutes left. Point 2. Lu Yushi took advantage of this time to lie down on the table and rest. She had not slept for a while. Point 2. Ring. The bell rang. The same teacher repeated the same instructions he gave earlier. Point 2. The chemistry exam is 120 minutes. You can hand in your papers in advance. You cannot whisper to each other. If you are discovered by me, you will get 0 points straight away. The instructor's threat did not make the noisy exam venue quiet down. Point 2. With the papers and answer sheets in her hands, Lu Yushi did not write down her name and answer the questions directly. Point 2. She was being watched closely by the instructor. During the morning exam, he heard from the other teachers that there was a student named Lu Yushi in Class F who handed in her papers in half an hour. He was told to be careful of her. Point 2. Lu Yushi also noticed the teacher's gaze and glanced at the questions a bit before continuing to answer them. Point 2. 20 minutes later, Lu Yushi wrote down her name and student number. Amidst the astonished looks of her fellow classmates and the instructor, she handed in her mock exam. Point 2. The teacher paid close attention to the student so far. He did not see her do anything suspicious at all. Could it be that she had guessed her answers, too? The instructor walked over to check Lu Yushi's papers. When he saw it, his jaw almost dropped. The neat handwriting was consistent all throughout without any erasures. He flipped through a few of the difficult questions and saw that the answers were all correct. When did their school have such a genius, too? The other students had not even entered the zone of concentration, but she had already handed in her paper, too. Lu Yushi packed her things and left quietly, leaving the students in the examination hall in a mess. "Miss, didn't you have an exam? Why are you back so early?" Mother who took Lu Yushi's backpack and asked curiously. Point 2. "I finished my exam already." Mother who, "Please take my bag to my room. By the way, where's my father?" Lu Yushi asked as she changed her shoes at the entrance. Point 2. The master is in the study with other shareholders present. 2. Okay, I got it. Then she walked toward the study. Point 2. Knock, not point 2. Come in. A voice that sounded like Lu Zhongming's replied. Point 2. Dad, I'm back. Then she greeted the 12 shareholders. Point 2. Lu Yushi, why are you back so early? Didn't you have an exam? You didn't miss the exam because of what happened earlier at the company, right? Lu Jingming looked a little serious. Point 2. Dad, don't worry. I've already handed in my exam paper. I came back in a hurry to see what I can do. Lu Yushi explained. Point 2. Lu Yushi saw that Lu Zhongming's desk was filled with jewelry that Ling Lan had saved in the morning. She suddenly understood why her dad was holding a shareholders meeting at home. Point 2. Dad, are you going to deal with this jewelry now? Lu Yushi picked up the jewelry and asked. Point 2. We have 3 plans so far. First, we will make some of the other shopping mall selling points smaller and squeeze out some places to relocate them. Second, we can only leave them empty for a period of time and wait for the new jewelry store to be built. Third, we will combine these 2 plans. After saying that, Lu Jingming fell into deep thought. Point 2. The shareholders also started to discuss in whispers, hoping for a better plan. Dad, I have an idea. Lu Yushi smiled confidently. Point 2. When Lu Jingming heard that his mischievous daughter had another strange idea, he asked anxiously, What idea do you have? 2. The other shareholders listened to their conversation curiously. Point 2. Why don't we hold a jewelry party and show off all kinds of jewelry? Our Lu Jewelry has always been a leader in sales. Let those who are interested bid on their own and set a base price. The price will be very high. It will be a fancy auction sure to attract a lot of people. Lu Yushi voiced out her thoughts. Point 2. She received everyone's approval, as expected of the daughter of the Lu family. Her thoughts are indeed amazing. 2. Yes, the chairman has a successor. Director Pei said, jokingly. Point 2. I didn't expect Miss Lu to be not only beautiful, but also smart. I heard that she saved a lot of people from the explosion this morning. Director Luo said. Point 2. Lu Jingming's face was greatly pleased as he smiled. As expected of his daughter, Lu Yushi indeed had the wisdom of the Lu family. Point 2. Okay, we'll do as you say. I'll send Secretary Lu to prepare in a while. Lu Jingming said proudly. Point 2. After finishing her task, Lu Yushi went to the kitchen. Point 2. Miss, why are you here? The chef sitting at the side of the kitchen asked. When the 2 apprentices saw Lu Yushi, they also greeted her shyly. Point 2. Lu Yushi looked around and said, Oh, don't worry about me. I'm just here to take a look. 2. After searching for a while, she couldn't find it. She could only ask the chef, do you know where the chicken is? 2. The chef asked curiously, Miss, why are you looking for the chicken? If you want to eat it, I'll make it for you tonight. 2. Lu Yushi waved her hand and said, Oh no, I'm preparing the chicken soup. Can you help me prepare the ingredients? When Chef Su heard that Lu Yushi was going to make a pot of chicken soup, he was shocked. Point 2. Miss Lu was only 10 years old when Chef Su started working for the family. In the 7 or 8 years that he had worked with them, he had never heard of Miss Lu's interest in cooking too. Miss, what did you say? Did I hear wrongly? You said you wanted to make soup. Chef Su's face was filled with disbelief. He didn't even have to say, I don't believe you, too. Lu Yushi rolled her eyes. Chef Su, you heard me correctly. Lu Yushi, want to make a pot of chicken soup. You just have to help me prepare the ingredients, too. If it was in her previous life, Lu Yushi wouldn't have made chicken soup. She didn't even know what chicken was. At that time, someone told her that the quickest way to a man's heart was through his stomach. So, she enrolled in cooking classes for a few months. Who knew that she would die without ever testing out her skills? Point 2. Chef Su gestured at his 2 assistants and told them to leave quickly. Point 2. Miss, wait a moment. I've asked them to prepare the basic ingredients. Do you need anything else? Chef Su asked. Point 2. Lu Yushi looked at the vegetables and chicken wrapped in plastic wrap and said, No need. You guys go out for half an hour. I want to control the kitchen during that time, too. Miss, are you sure we can leave without helping you? Chef Su asked again. He was quite afraid that Miss would burn down his precious kitchen. Point 2. Lu Yushi pursed her lips and pulled out the knife that was inserted into the chopping board in front of her. She blew on it and looked over. Point 2. Miss, don't be rash. We'll leave immediately. If you need any help, just let us know. After saying that, Chef Su ran out with his two disciples. Point two. She rolled up her right and left sleeves, ready to go all out. Point two. She grabbed the chicken that was still wrapped in plastic wrap and quickly removed the covering. Then, she placed it in the sink and rinsed it. Point two. Then, she placed the chicken in a pot filled with water and let it simmer for 2 hours. The rest of the ingredients would follow. Point two. If others saw this scene, they would not believe it. The reason why Lu Yushi wanted to make soup was because it was Mother Hu's 62nd birthday today. Point two. She remembered in her previous life, Mother Hu gave her a few red eggs on this day. She said that they were a specialty of her hometown. Lu Yushi regretted that she did not even mind the eggs and just threw them away. This made Mother Hu sad for a long time. It took a while for Lu Yushi to realize that this was a tradition in Mother Hu's village. Point two. It was a custom for the older generations to give their grandsons and granddaughters red eggs when they celebrated their birthday as a gesture that they wanted them to live happily ever after. Point two. She clapped her hands. All right, it's done. She just needed to get Chef Su to watch the fire for her until she came back from short trip. Point two. The moment she opened the door, Chef Su almost bumped into her. Miss, I didn't bump into you, did I? Chef Su's flustered tone made it obvious that he had been caught eavesdropping. Point two. I'm fine. Help me watch the fire. I'm going out for a while. Oh, and prepare more dishes tonight. Make them tender, please. Lu Yushi did not pay attention to his expression. After a few words of advice, she went upstairs to get her bag and left. Point two. Chef Su was left with a face full of questions. Why did it have to be tender? Did Miss start to feel pain in her teeth? Was he too late to do anything about it, too? Miss, where are you going? Do you want me to send you there? The driver asked. Point two. No need. I'll walk. It's not far. Lu Yushi refused to take the driver. Her house was not far from the street. It was not wise to use the car for such a short distance. Point two. After walking for about 8 minutes, Lu Yushi arrived at Ollie Mountain Cake Shop and ordered a cake. Mother Hu seemed like she had never eaten a cake before. She had no children, and it was already good enough that someone remembered her birthday. Mother Hu loved her as if she was her own granddaughter. It was the least she could do. Point two. It took 30 minutes to prepare the cake. What should she do while waiting? Actually, Lu Yushi could let Chef Su make the cake from scratch because he was a top-notch baker. However, she did not want to. She wanted to give Mother Hu a surprise. Mother Hu could easily enter the kitchen and see Chef Su making a cake. Point two. Lu Yushi decided to make good use of her time and went shopping for a birthday gift for Mother Hu. The only problem was she did not know what the old lady liked. Point two. Lu Yushi strolled around the shopping mall, but did not see anything that Mother Hu would like. Point two. Suddenly, Lu Yushi saw a figure carrying a small bamboo basket at the mall. Without thinking, she rushed over. Point two. Mother Wu, you're Mother Wu, right? She ran in front of the woman and asked in surprise. Point two. Mother Wu took a small step back. Io, little girl, you suddenly appeared. You almost scare me to death. Mother Wu patted her chest to calm her nerves. Point two. Mother Wu, I'm sorry. I didn't do it on purpose. Are you okay? You didn't get too scared, right? Lu Yushi apologized for her recklessness. Point two. Mother Wu looked at Lu Yushi kindly and smiled. I'm fine. Little girl, do you know me? How do you know my surname is Wu, too? Of course. She knew her surname was Wu. In her previous life, Mother Wu had come all the way from her hometown to the city to visit Mother Hu. She had brought Mother Hu some eggs for her birthday, but before she could enter the house, she was chased away by Lu Yushi's cold words. To have an old lady in her 60s outside in the middle of the night, she had been really bad in her previous life. Now that she thought about it, she wanted to slap herself in the face. Point two. Mother Wu, are you here to look for the Lu family's Hu Jing? Lu Yushi asked. Point two. Mother Wu was a little puzzled. Young lady, how did you know that I'm here to look for her? When I came here, I remember that I didn't tell anyone, too. Lu Yushi did not know how to explain herself after being asked. Fortunately, she changed the topic. Point two. Little girl, do you know where the Lu family is? Can you take me there? I just looked for a long time. That red and green car is expensive, Mother Wu said as she pointed to a taxi. Point two. Lu Yushi almost laughed out loud. So the older generation called the taxi red and green. Lu Yushi called a taxi and opened the door to let Mother Wu in. The old lady refused to get in point two. Little girl, what are you doing? I am an old lady. I can't be sold for much money. Mother Wu tried to close the door, but no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't point two. Mother Wu, don't worry. I won't sell you. I know Mother Wu. Now, I'll get a taxi to take you there. I'll bring you back safely, Lu Yushi explained, highly amused point two. It turned out that when Lu Yushi was not at home, Wang Maiha always treated everyone around her like this. She pretended to be like the real Lu family daughter point two. Sister, you're back. Wang Maiha's attitude had changed 180 degrees. She was back to being innocent and cute, and no one could tell that she was arrogant and domineering just a few seconds ago point two. When Lu Yushi saw Wang Maiha like this, she could not help but sigh. Her acting skills were really good. Wang Maiha ran over and wanted to take the cake from Lu Yushi's hands, but Lu Yushi held it far away from her point two. This made Wang Maiha feel a little awkward, but she still acted innocently and said too, Sister, did you know that just now this old woman wanted to enter our house? She said that she was looking for Hu Jing, so I thought, how can the Lu family allow anyone like her to enter? So I asked the security guards to chase her away. Luckily, Wang Maiha missed the mocking expression on Lu Yushi's face when she said it was her house. What a joke. This was her house, Lu Yushi's house. When did it become Wang Maiha's house? She really treated herself like a princess point two. Lu Yushi looked at Wang Maiha expressionlessly and said, I invited Mother Wu here. If you want to chase her away, you'll have to chase me away too. Wang Maiha did not expect Lu Yushi to say this. She explained in a flustered manner, Sister, you know I didn't mean that. I didn't think of it that way, too. Lu Yushi could not be bothered to listen to her explanation. She walked straight towards Mother Wu point two. Mother Wu, I'm sorry. I came back late and gave you a fright, Lu Yushi said as she supported the old lady point two. Mother Wu patted Lu Yushi's hand and said sadly, Little girl, she's right. I'm a grimy, old woman. It will be better for me not to enter such a beautiful house. I don't want to get dirty. As she said that, she wanted to pass the small basket on her hand to Lu Yushi. Young lady, I won't go in. You can help me pass this basket of red eggs to Hu Jing, too. Lu Yushi refused and said, Mother Wu, don't listen to other people's nonsense. Since we are already here, let's go in. Mother Wu must really want to see you. Do you have the heart to make her unhappy, too? Lu Yushi emphasized the word others as if she was warning someone. Lu Yushi's offer was difficult to turn down. Mother Wu eventually agreed to go in with her point two. The two ladies walked past Wang Maiha as if she was invisible. With a face full of hatred, Wang Maiha whispered every syllable of Lu Yushi's name. Lu Yushi, too. Miss, you're back. Before Mother Wu could finish her words, she was hugged tightly by Mother Wu point two. My good sister, did you miss me? When Mother Wu thought of the long time they had not seen each other, tears immediately welled up in her eyes point two. Mother Wu said in disbelief, Elder sister, it's you. Why are you here? How did you know that I was here, too? The two of them hugged and cried together for quite a while. Lu Yushi finally managed to get them to sit down. Mother Wu grabbed onto Mother Wu and asked sobbing, Is everything okay at home, too? Mother Wu nodded happily. Yes, everything is fine at home. Don't worry, too. From a conversation between the two ladies, Lu Yushi knew that Mother Wu and Mother Wu were originally very close next-door sisters. However, ever since Mother Wu's child passed away due to illness 3 years ago, Mother Wu had been staying at the Lu family home and had not returned home point two. She could not bear to talk about the cold, empty house. It reminded her of countless bittersweet memories point two. After listening to the troubled past of the two ladies, it was soon time for dinner point two. Mother Wu naturally wanted to pull Mother Wu back to her room, saying that she had to attend to the miss first point two. However, she was stopped by Lu Yushi. Mother Wu, you don't have to serve us anything. You don't even have to serve us in the future, too. Mother Wu was a little afraid. Miss, are you going to fire me? I will do a good job. Don't fire me, please, too. Lu Yushi pulled Mother Wu and sat her down at one of the seats used by Wang Maiha and Wang Yun. No, what I mean is, I don't treat you as an outsider. After all these years, not only have you taken good care of my mother, you've also taken good care of me and my father. You are like family to us, too. That's right, Mother Hu. If Lu Yushi asks you to sit, you sit. Lu Zhengming, who came from the first floor to have dinner, agreed. Point 2. This? I can't. I'm a servant. How can I eat with my master? This will break the rules. Mother Hu was overwhelmed by the treatment and wanted to get up. Point 2. However, she was stopped by Lu Yushi. Madam Hu, don't say things like my master. Just sit down, please, too. Mother Wu was very thankful to see her dear sister was in good hands with the Lu family. It seemed that she had worried for nothing all these years. Point 2. At this moment, Wang Yun and Wang Maiha appeared for dinner. When they saw their regular seats were occupied and all the other seats removed by Lu Yushi, they were so embarrassed that they did not know whether to move forward or retreat. Point 2. Actually, Lu Yushi had already seen them approaching. She was waiting to see how the mother and daughter would respond. Point 2. As expected, Wang Yun opened her mouth and said, "There are guests at home? Maiha and I are planning to go shopping tonight. You guys can eat, too." Lu Yushi sneered. Indeed, she was amazing. The mother did not skip a beat and was able to come up with an excuse so quickly. It was for the best. Lu Yushi did not want to see them ruin her mood tonight. Point 2. After seeing the Wang mother and daughter go upstairs to take their bags and leave, Lu Yushi was in a great mood. She clapped her hands in the air and signaled for the dinner to begin. Point 2. On cue, the servants began to serve the first course. Point 2. Looking at the colorful dishes in front of her, Mother Wu could not help but swallow her saliva. It was too sumptuous. She had never seen so much delicious-looking food in her life. Point 2. Here comes the highlight of the dinner. Wait. Lu Yushi happily introduced the last dish in excitement. Point 2. Put it in the middle. Put it in the middle. Lu Yushi instructed. Point 2. Lu Yushi, what are you doing? Why are you so excited? Lu Zhengming looked at the tightly covered casserole and asked. Point 2. Lu Yushi smiled proudly. She carefully lifted the lid with a pair of kitchen gloves. Point 2. She showcased the whole chicken with a few pieces of ginger and other ingredients decorating the edges. Point 2. It smells pretty good. Looks like Chef Su found a new recipe for soup, Lu Zhengming said. Point 2. Lu Yushi pouted. Dad, I made this especially for Mama Hu. Your almighty Chef Su did not make this, too. Hearing that it was made for her by Miss, Mother Hu's eyes were filled with tears. Miss, don't be so nice to me. I won't leave, too. Lu Yushi picked up Mother Hu's bowl and poured some soup. Mother Hu, don't say that. 2. However, Lu Zhengming was still comprehending what his daughter just said. What? Lu Yushi, what did you say? You cooked this? Since when did you know how to cook? How come I didn't know? Lu Yushi replied, this. I learned by myself, too. Lu Yushi found a random excuse. She couldn't possibly tell him that she learned it from a scumbag in her previous life. Not bad. You truly are my daughter, Zhengming said proudly. Point 2. Lu Yushi smiled and said, Thank you for your compliment, Daddy. Is there any reward, too? Yes, of course there is. I will ask Secretary Lu to transfer 3 million into your account later. If it's not enough, you can ask me again, Lu Zhengming said happily as he drank his daughter's soup. Point 2. Thank you, Daddy. Lu Yushi happily calculated. All her pocket money in the past had been used to buy bags and clothes. This time, she was going to save it for a big event. Mother Wu, we are not having a ceremony, said Lu Yushi. Help yourself to whatever you want to eat. 2. The Lu family didn't have the old-fashioned way of eating in silence. Eating quietly would make her suffocate. Therefore, dinner passed happily. Point 2. After dinner, Lu Yushi asked Mother Wu to stay. Seeing that it was getting a little dark, Mother Wu agreed to stay. Point 2. After dinner, Lu Zhengming didn't go to the study room. Instead, he read the news in the hall with Lu Yushi, Mother Hu, and Mother Wu, who were also in the hall chatting. Point 2. Jing, these are the red eggs I brought for you from home. Take them. Mother Wu handed the small basket to Mother Hu. Point 2. Elder sister, you said you would come, and you came. Why did you bring red eggs? It's not New Year's Day, Mother Hu said. She had no idea that today was her birthday. Point 2. Jing, isn't today your birthday? That's why I specially brought some local specialties for you, Mother Wu said with some confusion. Point 2. Mother Hu was stunned. Today was really her birthday? Every year, she would be lonely at New Year's Eve, making her forget about her birthday. Point two. Mother Who's eyes turned red, causing Lu Yushi's heart to ache. Just how much suffering had Mother Who suffered? Point two. Lu Yushi hugged Mother Who and said, Mother Who, you won't be alone anymore. You still have me. Lu Yushi, will be your daughter from now on. 2. Mother Who saw how good Lu Yushi was to her, and her tears could not stop flowing. Lu Yushi said jokingly, Mother Who, if you cry again, you won't be beautiful anymore. 2. When Mother Who heard this, she could not help but burst into laughter. Point two. It's good that you're laughing, Lu Yushi said as she helped Mother Who wipe her tears. Point two. At this moment, Lu Zhengming called out, Lu Yushi, look at the TV too. Lu Yushi, Mother Who, and Mother Wu all looked up when they heard this. Point two. Only to see too. Welcome to the 7:30 p.m. news. I'm the host, Xiao Wei. At around 10 a.m. this morning, a huge explosion occurred at a jewelry store owned by the Lu Corporation. As everyone knew, the Lu Corporation's jewelry store had been selling out of stock recently. With the number of people coming in and out of the store, it was truly a miracle that there were no casualties during the incident. To see what happened, let's watch the video footage. Then, the video of Lu Yushi saving everyone in the premises was broadcasted. Point two. The host continued to report. Everyone saw it. It was this young woman who saved so many people. Our reporter has interviewed the heroine, who is a high school student in City A. Before the accident, this high school student was still in the middle of a mock exam, but she handed in her exam paper at record speed and arrived at the jewelry store at the perfect time. She rushed into the scene and asked the people inside to evacuate immediately. At this point, some people questioned how she knew that the explosion would happen. There were even some people who suspected that she was an accomplice. Actually, she wasn't. Please continue to watch. 2. The host played the rest of the video. As you can see, this high school student rushed in a few seconds before the explosion to pull a person out, he said. She must have had a grudge against the Lu Corporation, but she didn't want to kill innocent people. If she was an accomplice to the crime, her actions would not make sense. To consider this young woman to be a suspect becomes even more impossible because, according to the reporter, she is none other than the daughter of Lu Zhengming from the Lu Group. 2. Lu Yushi broke out in a cold sweat after she saw the news and how she was described as a brave heroine. Did the reporters receive bribes or something? Why did they praise her so much, too? All of a sudden, all the channels were featuring her story, which made Lu Yushi a little annoyed. How was she going to go to school tomorrow? Was this considered self-defeating, too? She had originally wanted to let the Lu Jewelry Company make a name for itself in the whole country, but who ended up making a name for herself, too. Meanwhile, too, Mo Rue had just come out of the bathroom, and his hair was still dripping wet. It had been a few days, and they had not found the whereabouts of that woman in the vicinity. He headed to the TV, which was turned on too loud and made him annoyed. He was about to turn it off when he saw the person he had been thinking about day and night the past few days. A smile flashed across the corner of his lips. The daughter of the Lu family, Lu Yu, she. Point two. When Mother Wu and Mother Who saw the news, they widened their eyes to look at it. Miss, you're on TV. You become a heroine, too. Lu Yushi stammered a few times, but she still did not know what to say, so she chose to keep her mouth shut. Point two. She squeezed out a little smile helplessly. Mother Who, I bought a cake for you. Let's open it now, too. Although she was not satisfied with being reported as a heroine for no reason, it was Mother Who's birthday. How could she ruin the atmosphere? Point two. The reason why Lu Yushi chose this time to open the cake was because Mother Wu and Mother Who had not seen each other for a long time. There must be a lot of topics to talk about. She would let them get together as soon as they finished eating. Point two. She called all the servants and gathered all the edible snacks in the house. Everyone convened at the hall. Point two. She opened the cake, sang the birthday song, got Mother Who to blow out the candles, and make a wish. Everything happened quite smoothly. Point two. She knew that Mother Who was more traditional, so she followed the tradition. She did not expect Mother Who to be so touched that she could not stop crying. Point two. After helping Mother Who celebrate her birthday, it was almost 10 o'clock when she finished showering. Lu Yushi yawned. She used to sleep very late, but why was she yawning so early now? 2. Lu Yushi walked to her desk and started reading. She still had 2 days of exams to take, so she could not relax so much. Knock, knock. Someone was at the door. Point 2. Miss, someone is calling you. The maid's voice sounded from outside the door. Point 2. Huh? Who is it? It's so late. Lu Yushi went downstairs with a puzzled look. Point 2. It was so troublesome. It seemed that she really had to buy a mobile phone. Otherwise, she would not be able to receive calls when she was not at home. Lu Yushi took the phone and asked, "Hello? Who is this?" 2. "Hello, is this Lu Yushi?" A voice came from the other end of the phone. Point 2. "Yes, this is she." "Who is this?" Lu Yushi asked. Point 2. "This is Lao Min, too." "Lao Min, have you settled your matter?" Lu Yushi sat down on the sofa next to her. Point 2. Lao Min replied, Yes. I completed the divorce procedures this afternoon. I left the house and only have 100,000 yuan. Xiao Bei is under my care." 2. Lu Yushi asked sympathetically, "Lao Jia, are you all right? You're still young. There will be many good men in the future. I'll personally watch out for you in the future." 2. Lao Min laughed. "Haha, Lu Yushi, don't worry. I'm fine. I've also thought it through. It's good that such a man left. Otherwise, I'll regret it even more in the future." 2. Lu Yushi saw that Lao Min was fine and smiled, so she quickly replied, "Yes, Lao Min, such a man is not worthy of your love." 2. At this moment, Lu Yushi heard some noise on the other end of the phone. "Mommy, I want to talk to Sister Yushi. I want to talk to Sister Yushi." Xiao Bei jumped up and down beside her, trying to snatch Lao Min's phone. Point 2. Lao Min said helplessly, "Xiao Bei wants to talk to you." 2. Sister Yushi, Xiao Bei misses you. Next time, can you bring Xiao Bei to drink some good drinks? Ever since Lu Yushi picked her up to comfort her and bought some good drinks, Xiao Bei had liked this sister very much. Point 2. Hearing Xiao Bei's cute childish voice, Lu Yushi could not help but tease her. "Okay, but let sister take a bite, okay?" "Sister Yushi, you want to bite Xiao Bei? But that hurts so much." Xiao Bei felt betrayed. She liked Sister Yushi, but if her sister wanted to bite her, she was afraid of pain. Point 2. "Sister will bite gently. Just one bite will do," Lu Yushi said while holding back her laughter. Point 2. "Just one bite, right?" Xiao Bei asked with teary eyes. She wanted to cry, but tried her best not to. Point 2. Lu Yushi heard Xiao Bei's pained voice and was completely melted by it. "All right, Xiao Bei, I won't bite you. I'm just joking. Be good and listen to mommy. Next time, I'll take you to the amusement park and buy you some good food, okay?" 2. Yes, I understand. Sister Yushi is really good to Xiao Bei. Xiao Bei likes Sister Yushi the most. She likes her as much as her mother, Xiao Bei replied in a childish voice. Point 2. Lu Yushi giggled. Lao Min took the phone and said helplessly, "Lu Yushi, don't spoil her too much. If you spoil her too much, she won't listen to you." 2. Lao Min, children are meant to be spoiled. Lu Yushi actually liked children very much. In her previous life, she had thought many times about how many children she would have, but she did not expect to. Lao Min said, "Lu Yushi, I'm calling to tell you that I've already settled my own matters. A store purchased some of my designs, and I'm not so financially tight right now. If there's anything you need help with, just say it. I'll definitely try my best, too." Lu Yushi thought about it and said, "How about this, Lao Min? This Saturday, 9:30, you come to the Lu shopping mall and look for me." 2. Lao Min said, "Okay, I got it. It's very late. I'm going to coax Xiao Bei to sleep." Then she called out, "Xiao Bei, quickly come over and say goodbye to sister." 2. Xiao Bei said cutely, "Goodbye, Sister Yushi. Xiao Bei is going to bed now, too." Lu Yushi also said goodbye and hung up. When she hung up, she laughed for a while. Xiao Bei was really cute. She hoped to have such a cute child in the future. Point 2. The next day, Lu Yushi had just arrived at the classroom to sit down when the same scene repeated itself. She was surrounded by students led by Xiao Ran. Point 2. "What are you all doing now?" Lu Yushi was very uncomfortable being surrounded by everyone's gazing eyes. Point 2. No one reacted. They continued to stare. Point 2. Lu Yushi swallowed her saliva. "Don't look at me like that. If you have something to say, just say it." 2. Xiaoran did not take her eyes off Lu Yushi. Tell me, what is the focus of today's Chinese exam? 2. The surrounding students also looked expectant. Lu Yushi was puzzled. What focus, 2? Xiaoran said, Lu Yushi, don't play dumb with me. Yesterday, you gave us all the focus papers. Not a single question was missing, 2. Lu Yushi understood a little. She thought that they had surrounded her because they had seen the news. Fortunately, they rarely watched the news. Otherwise, if they knew that she had saved so many people after the exam, they would have never let her go, too. Lu Yushi did not care about them. She took out her book from her backpack and read. I'm the one who refused to tell you the main point. Even if I told you, you wouldn't be bothered to read anything else. You wouldn't know how to take the college entrance exam, too. No, we'll just have to pass this exam. We know our way. The boy beside Lu Yushi said point 2. The other students also agreed. Yes, Lu Yushi, you just have to help us through this difficult situation. 2. Lu Yushi did not make a statement. She looked up at the students' expectant eyes and started to flip through her book point 2. I'll only explain once. Pay attention to it. Listen, I won't say it again. As she spoke, she began to write the key points in her memory. Pay attention here and here. Lu Yushi quickly drew some more key points point 2. The classmates listened very seriously because they trusted Lu Yushi point 2. After finishing the last 2 pages, Lu Yushi closed the textbook. That's all. I can't help you with the rest. The rest are all extracurricular questions and essays. You guys have to grasp it. Take advantage of the little time you have now to review some more, too. Before she could finish, the students returned to their seats as fast as they could. Only Xiaoran was left struggling to look at Lu Yushi point 2. Why are you looking at me? Why aren't you studying? Lu Yushi asked point 2. Xiaoran pinched Lu Yushi's face and turned it left and right, then looked at her. It's Lu Yushi, that's right. Why do I feel like something's wrong, 2? Lu Yushi gently pulled away from Xiaoran's grasp. What's wrong? If I'm not Lu Yushi, who is, 2? But weren't you dumber than me in the past and didn't like to study? Why do you not only know how to study now, but you also know where the key points are? Xiaoran's face was full of disbelief point 2. Lu Yushi smiled faintly and said, Sometimes you will understand when you encounter some things, 2. After experiencing death, she knew she had to cherish the hard-earned time in front of her. How could she bear to waste a point 2? Xiaoran thought that Lu Yushi only said this because she missed her mother, so she was too embarrassed to ask further point 2. Then I'll go study. After Xiaoran said this, she took the language book that Lu Yushi was holding point 2. It seemed that Xiaoran forgot to bring the book again. Such IQ. Lu Yushi was really worried about her future, too. 9 o'clock. The Chinese exam began. The instructor repeated the same request. The time was 1 hour longer than the original time point 2. One thing that Lu Yushi noticed was that the number of instructors had increased from 3 to 4. It seemed that the school was paying more and more attention to her point 2. The reason why there was an additional number of instructors this time was that the previous one did not believe that she finished her exam in 20 minutes yesterday. He insisted on reporting to the principal to send someone over to keep an eye on her point 2. Lu Yushi did not mind having an instructor focused on her at all. If he wanted to keep an eye on her, he could do so. Lu Yushi was fine, but the other students were not. They were very nervous. They had read Lu Yushi's key points several times just now. They really hoped that there were these questions in the exam paper point 2. After the exam paper was distributed, the students who had seen Lu Yushi's key points widened their eyes. It really had all of them? Was this Lu Yushi a human or a ghost? They couldn't guess, too. Because of the composition, Lu Yushi's writing speed had slowed down quite a bit. The topic of the composition was My View on Waste. Lu Yushi had read an award-winning composition before. Anyway, it hadn't come out yet, so she borrowed the main ideas. I apologize to the author who will soon publish the same content point 2. An hour later, Lu Yushi still handed in the examination paper in record time. The instructor who was in charge of the podium took a look point 2. The instructor who had been staring at Lu Yushi for more than an hour shook his head, indicating that he didn't see any cheating point 2. Lu Yushi glanced at Xiaoran and told her with her mouth that she was leaving. Xiaoran only finished half of her exam. She didn't want Lu Yushi to wait for her, so she nodded in agreement. Point 2. Outside the school gate, she had already told the driver that she did not need to be picked up. She stood there without any sense of direction and did not know where to go. Although she knew that time was precious, she did not know what to do or where to start. Point 2. Lu Yushi looked up at the sky, hoping that it would give her a reply. Lu Yushi suddenly thought that, after so long, she had to have a cell phone. Otherwise, it would be inconvenient for her to do anything. She would have to call her home to request for one and tell them her whereabouts. Point 2. After thinking about what to do, Lu Yushi strode forward without hesitation. My new life? I, Lu Yushi, have arrived. Lu Yushi walked to the exclusive mobile phone section of her family shopping mall. She looked around, but she did not see anything she liked. Point 2. Most of the mobile phones nowadays had very few functions, only sending messages and making calls. At this moment, Lu Yushi saw a pink, relatively small, and exquisite phone. Just as she was about to pick it up, another hand grabbed it first. Lu Yushi followed the line of sight of the owner of the hand. So it was her. Miss Zhou, it's not good for you to snatch your love so unbecomingly like this, Lu Yushi said patiently. Point 2. HMPHD, I'll snatch your love like this. Why not? Do you have a problem with that? Zhou said arrogantly. Point 2. Zhou was the daughter of the Zhou family. The Zhou family made their fortune in real estate, and their business was extensive. Their father, Zhou Wu, only had this one precious daughter which he spoiled very much. Point 2. Zhou and Lu Yushi were also in the same school. Many students did not dare get into any trouble with Zhou because she was the daughter of a prominent family. Others were afraid, but not Lu Yushi. She did not care at all. Point 2. Lu Yushi sneered. Others are afraid of you, but not me. So don't try to be arrogant in front of me. It's useless, too. Zhou raised her chin and glared fiercely at Lu Yushi. She hated Lu Yushi the most. So many people did not dare to disobey her. Only Lu Yushi and her friend, Xiao Ran, had the guts to oppose her. Point 2. Indeed, although the Zhou family was rich and powerful, the Lu Corporation was not inferior to it. However, Zhou was not convinced. Wrap this up immediately, Zhou commanded the front desk personnel. She looked at Lu Yushi mockingly, as if to say, I will snatch anything that Lu Yushi likes, too. Lu Yushi pointed at another phone with a sly smile. Show me this one, too. Zhou snatched it up again. Wrap this up for me, too. Lu Yushi continued to play the game. She pointed at another 3 phones, and Zhou snatched them all up for the front desk to wrap. Point 2. Zhou, don't go too far. Why do you have to snatch other people's phones? Give it to me. Lu Yushi looked at her coldly and said. Point 2. Zhou took out her credit card from her bag with a sneer and swiped all the payments for the 5 phones. Point 2. Lu Yushi suddenly laughed when she saw Zhou swipe the card and placed it back in her bag. Point 2. Haha, Zhou. Oh, Zhou, have you forgotten who owns this mall? I'm really grateful to you for buying so much, too. Zhou was furious when she realized she had been tricked. She had actually forgotten that this was the Lu shopping mall. She did not expect that she would actually fall for Lu Yushi's trick. Point 2. Lu Yushi, just you wait and see. I'll make you cry. Zhou angrily warned Lu Yushi before she took her phones and left, too. Miss Zhou, please take care. Lu Yushi laughed wildly as she watched Zhou walk away. Where did such a gullible person come from? 2. Didn't Zhou know that there were multiple stocks of the same model like the one she had taken a fancy to previously? Lu Yushi got a new stock, and after paying for it, used it immediately. Point 2. At noon, Lu Yushi still didn't feel like going home. She just strolled around, hoping to see something that interested her. Point 2. Brothers and sisters, quickly come and take a look. The new property is definitely worth the money. A small speaker's voice attracted Lu Yushi. Point 2. A real estate agent promoting a property. Anyway, there were still a few hours before the afternoon exam, so why not go in and take a look. Point 2. When she entered the sales office, she saw that many salespeople were desperately talking to the customers about how good the house was and how good the surrounding environment was. There were also many people who did not manage to get any customers. She might as well sit down and rest. Not one of them took the initiative to pay attention to Lu Yushi. Point 2. Seeing that no one was paying attention to her, Lu Yushi could only ask the salesperson, who was also resting, "Excuse me, where is this house located?" 2. When the salesperson saw Lu Yushi, he merely rolled his eyes. There were others playing with their phones or chatting with one another. Not one paid any attention to Lu Yushi. 2. It was another scene where people looked at others. This time, it was because she was a high school student carrying a backpack. Lu Yushi angrily lifted her bag and started to walk away, but she was stopped by a sweet girl. 2. "Hello, Mississippi, may I help you with something?" the salesperson, Xiao, asked. 2. Lu Yushi glanced at the woman wearing a black business suit in front of her. Her hair was all combed up, making her look refreshing and eager. 2. "Well, where's your real estate located? Why are there so few people looking at it?" Lu Yushi asked. 2. The salesperson, Xiao, smiled and said, "Our real estate is located in the southern area of Hoku. There's only a sea there, stinky and dirty. It is far away from the city. Although the price is low, many people are unwilling to buy it. This is the reason why there are fewer people." 2. When Lu Yushi heard about the seaside in Hoku, she tried her best to remember. Hoku the seaside. Hoku the seaside. 2. She suddenly thought of something. The sea in Hoku had not been purified yet. After a while, the state registered a portion of the funds and changed the sea in Hoku to be beautiful and clean. That was it. It attracted many tourists to visit, and some even bought houses. 2. This was the Hoku being sold at such a low price. The originally cheap houses had been turned over dozens of times in an instant, and their value skyrocketed. One would be a fool not to earn money. 2. Lu Yushi smiled helplessly at the girl in front of her. She seemed to be in her early 20s. If you tell others the truth like this, they will be even more afraid to buy it. 2. Xiao let out a breath and said, "I'm telling you so that you can be mentally prepared. It's not easy for everyone to earn money. I don't want to cheat others of their money, so I can only tell you the truth." 2. Lu Yushi looked at the honest girl and asked, "Then how much is a set?" 2. Xiao said, "About 150,000 yuan per set. Because few people buy it, the price has been lowered again and again." 2. Lu Yushi continued to ask, "Then how much commission will you get if you sell a house?" 2. Xiao was very curious why Lu Yushi would ask this question, but she still told her, "If I sell a house, I can get a commission of 25% of my salary." 2. Lu Yushi understood and said, "Oh, 2. Xiao said, "Don't come to a conclusion too early. I will take you to see a house first, then you can make a decision." 2. Xiao had asked her to consider it 3 or 2 times, which made Lu Yushi feel that this was a girl who was extremely kind. 2. She could have gotten a huge commission without saying so much, but she said it out loud to make her think twice. This is a good girl. Lu Yushi thought about it. She only had the 3 million reward from her father now. 3,150,000 for a set, which meant that she could buy 20 sets. Lu Yushi took out her bank card from her bag and deliberately said loudly, so that those people who looked down on her earlier could hear, "Give me 20 sets." Sure enough, when they heard Lu Yushi say that she wanted to buy 20 sets, the salespeople who had no strength at all rushed over and said that they wanted to introduce the house to Lu Yushi. They were talking about the house like it was a heavenly flower. 2. "Miss, our house feels first class. It looks like it faces the sea and flowers bloom in spring." 2. Yes. Are you interested in going to see the house with me? It's definitely worth the money." The salespeople explained one sentence after another. 2. However, Lu Yushi rolled her eyes. As expected, they were looking down on others. When she entered, no one paid any attention to her. Now, after saying she was interested in a purchase, they were so desperate to introduce the house to her. 2. This person's heart was indeed unpredictable. "Sorry, but can you make way, please? I'm in a hurry to buy." Lu Yushi just wanted to leave the place full of flies. 3. "Miss, aren't you going to buy a few more sets?" The salesperson continued. 2. Lu Yushi stopped and turned to the person who asked the question. "What does it matter to you whether I buy a few more sets or not? Even if I buy, I won't sign with you. Can you not surround me?" 2. After saying that, she continued walking, leaving the group of salespeople in an uproar. 2. Lu Yushi followed Xiao Qiao to the VIP lounge. Miss, can you give me your ID card? 2. Xiao Qiao took Lu Yushi's ID card. Miss Lu, you can rest here for a while. I'll get someone to get the contract to sign. In a short while, the contract was already there. Point 2. Xiao Qiao did not hand it over to Lu Yushi. Do you want to reconsider? The location is really not very good, and it's far from the city. 2. Lu Yushi smiled and said, It's fine. I have my reasons. May I ask how many buildings you have in total? 2. Xiao Qiao took out a book and handed it to Lu Yushi. Take a look. Our company has a total of 27 buildings, and each building has 25 floors. You can take a look and choose again. 2. Lu Yushi picked a few buildings that were closer to the sea. These buildings have 10 to 17 floors. I'll choose these 22. The reason why Lu Yushi chose them was because the nearby buildings had the most beautiful views of the sea. There were also a few buildings that had better locations, but she did not have much money on her. Point 2. Got it, she thought. Lu Yushi took out her phone from her bag and pressed a string of numbers. Point 2. Beep beep 2. Hello. Who is this? A voice came from the other end of the phone. Point 2. Hello. Secretary Lu? This is Lu Yushi. Where's my dad? I'm looking for my dad, too. The chairman is looking through some documents. I'll connect you. The phone was picked up again after a few noisy calls. Point 2. Lu Yushi said coquettishly with some dissatisfaction, Dad, it's so difficult to find you. I had to be transferred a few times, too. My little girl. Of course you were transferred a few times. When does your dad have the time to receive an unfamiliar number? Lu Jingming replied, helplessly. Point 2. Lu Yushi reluctantly accepted this reply. Dad, I want a few bags and shoes, too. Lu Zhengming asked disapprovingly. You're short of money again, right? Tell me, how much do you want, too? Lu Yushi chuckled foolishly. Not much, not much. 5 million will do, too. Got it. I'll get Secretary Lu to transfer it into your card right now. If it's not enough, you can ask again, too. Lu Yushi quickly replied, Yes, yes. I got it. Dad is the best, too. After hanging up the phone, Lu Yushi then pointed to the other houses to which she had taken a fancy. This one, and the 10th to 17th floors of this one. I'll take them all. 2. Lu Yushi bought another 4 million in one go. The house prices were really cheap right now. If she did not buy more, it would be a waste of her rebirth. Point 2. The salesperson who was eavesdropping outside was so shocked that her jaw almost dropped. She actually let go of such a big fat fish. All kinds of regrets and heartache beat her chest. Point 2. Xiao Qiao looked at Lu Yushi in surprise. She had wanted to advise Lu Yushi not to buy so much. Although she would benefit from the sale, she could not treat others like this. She did not expect her to buy another 4 million. 2. She quickly explained, No, I'm showing it to you so that you don't decide too quickly. I'm not asking you to buy more. 2. Lu Yushi gave her a reassuring look and then asked her to increase the rooms in the contract to 45. 2. 5 minutes later, while Lu Yushi was leisurely drinking coffee, Xiao Qiao came in hesitantly. Lu Yushi waved for her to come in. What a cute girl, she thought. She was afraid that Lu Yushi would hurt herself if she bought so many. 2. Xiao Qiao sat opposite Lu Yushi and said, Miss Lu, since you bought so many, our company has decided to give you 20 parking spaces. 2. Lu Yushi took the contract from Xiao Qiao's hand and signed it without even looking at it. I won't read it. I believe you've already looked it over a few times, too. After signing the contract, she put a copy in her bag and left the sales office under everyone's watchful eyes. After leaving the sales office, Lu Yushi's stomach began to growl. She had gone to take the exam this morning without eating, and now she hadn't eaten lunch either. She was hungry. She found a Western restaurant nearby and slowly settled the problem of food and clothing. She looked at her watch, and it was enough time to take the exam. While waiting for the traffic light, Lu Yushi kept feeling that something was licking her. She looked down and saw a small, dirty dog. It was so dirty that no one could tell what kind of dog it was. It should be a stray dog that other people didn't want. Lu Yushi actually liked dogs very much, but Lin Yuan was allergic to dog fur, so he had never raised it. Lu Yushi took out 2 ham sausages that Mama, who had stuffed in her bag for breakfast, and opened them in front of the dog. The dog saw that and gave up licking her. It wagged its tail and went to eat the ham that Lu Yushi had put down. The green light lit up, and Lu Yushi took one look at it and left. After she turned around, the puppy picked up the ham and chased after her, but Lu Yushi did not notice. Just like the previous times, Lu Yushi was the first to hand her test paper in the midst of the students' shock. Outside the school gate, the puppy that had followed her all the way here ran up, wagging its tail at Lu Yushi. Lu Yushi saw the puppy from the corner of her eyes and was a little surprised. Could it have just followed her to school and waited outside until now? Lu Yushi squatted down. The puppy looked at her squatting and wagged its tail as it sat down. Lu Yushi reached out and gently touched its little nose. It stuck out its tongue and licked it. It was very cute. Lu Yushi saw that it had waited for her for so long. It was probably a very spiritual puppy. She liked dogs too, so Lu Yushi decided to adopt it. Puppy, since you were so spiritual, follow me home, Lu Yushi said as she stood up and left. The puppy wagged its tail and followed her. On the way, although there were many things that attracted the little dog, it only took a few glances and focused on following Lu Yushi's footsteps. After returning to the Lu family, as usual, it gave the bag to the servant. However, this time, it was not in a hurry to go upstairs. Instead, it looked at the dirty little dog behind it and said to the servant, "Go and help me prepare it. I want to personally bathe it," Lu Yushi said to the servant. After a while, "Miss, the water is ready," the maid said. Lu Yushi brought the little dog into the bathroom and gently carried it into the bathtub. It was not mischievous. Instead, it stood there obediently and let Lu Yushi help it bathe. She helped it get wet, put on some shower gel, and gave a clean bath. After helping it take a bath, Lu Yushi did not plan to blow dry it. Instead, she placed it under the sun to dry it. The warm sunlight made the puppy shake the water comfortably. The small water droplets were very beautiful under the sunlight. However, there is someone who is angry under such a beautiful water droplet. "What are you doing? I'm giving you a bath, and you're throwing water all over me. I won't help you wash next time." Lu Yushi looked at the water droplets on her body and said angrily. When the puppy heard someone scolding it loudly, it whimpered a few times and wagged its tail vigorously to show its friendliness to Lu Yushi. Only then did Lu Yushi take a closer look at the puppy she had brought back. Its entire body was furry, and its white fur made Lu Yushi appreciate its appearance. Its beautiful and cute expression made people want to kiss it. This was a cute ancient shepherd dog. Who in their right mind would throw it away? Lu Yushi wiped its furry head and remembered its name. She couldn't keep calling it a puppy, right? She didn't know how to look at a dog's male and female, so she could only choose a male and a female. Lu Yushi looked at the puppy that kept wagging its tail at her and remembered that she was the worst at picking names. Now, it was a bit difficult for her to pick a name for it. Wonk, I know, it was a bit vulgar. Dubai, no, it didn't sound good. She liked it so much, why not call it Pudding? Okay, just call it that. Pudding, from now on, you'll be called Pudding. Do you like this name? Lu Yushi rubbed its head and smiled. Maybe it would be a good partner for her in the future. There's no food for you at home. Let's go, I'll buy you some dog food. The man and dog hopped out of the house. Lu Yushi took out her new phone and dialed Yang Ran's number. "Hello, Xiaoran. Have you finished your exams? Come out for a while. I'll wait for you in the new district city." Before Yang Ran could speak, Lu Yushi hung up the phone and sat leisurely on the stairs. However, within a few minutes, Yang Ran ran to Lu Yushi, panting. Xiaoxi, you're in such a hurry. Why did you call me? Why are you so fast? Didn't I just hang up?" Lu Yushi was surprised to see Yang Ran's speed. Yang Ran broke out in cold sweat. "I was nearby. I came over as soon as I received the call. Weren't you in a hurry to find me?" "Was I? No. When have I ever been in a hurry?" Lu Yushi pursed her lips and recalled as if she was no longer in a hurry. Yang Ran resisted the urge to strangle Lu Yushi. "Tell me, what's the matter? If there's nothing important, call me out. I won't forgive you." Lu Yushi chuckled. "Pudding, come here." Upon hearing Lu Yushi's cry, Pudding, who was still playing, happily ran to Lu Yushi's feet and wagged its tail. "Wow, it's so beautiful, so cute." Yang Ran excitedly picked up Pudding and rubbed its fur with its face. Lu Yushi quickly stopped it, afraid that this little ancestor would accidentally wipe it away. Xiao Ran, stop rubbing it. You'll lose your fur later. You were called here to accompany me to give Pudding a vaccination. Yang Ran let go of Pudding and said, Okay, let's go. Lu Yushi followed behind helplessly. Yang Ran was actually like her. She especially liked puppies, but because she often came into contact with her, she was afraid that the fur on the puppy would make Lin Yuan uncomfortable, so she did not keep it. At the pet shop, Doctor, please give it a vaccination for me. Lu Yushi said, Okay, then you wait here for a moment. I'll carry it in to get ready. The doctor took Pudding and said. After the doctor carried Pudding into the quarantine zone, Yang Ran asked, When did you get such a cute dog? Lu Yushi told Yang Ran about the whole process of adopting Pudding. Yang Ran said excitedly, Wow, this dog knows how to repay kindness. Humans can't even reach its level. Lu Yushi said, That's right. I don't know who is so stupid to throw it away and let it be bullied for so long. The door to the quarantine zone opened and the doctor carried Pudding out. The doctor said, I checked its whole body just now and found that there were many bruises on its body, but there were also superficial wounds. It's okay. Lu Yushi took the Pudding with some heartache. It was originally a stray dog, but I saw that it was quite spiritual, so I took it home. A stray dog? This is the most noble and spiritual shepherd dog in ancient times. Look at its white fur and its extraordinary posture. How could it be a stray dog? The doctor did not believe it at all. The noblest shepherd dog, she only knew that it was a shepherd dog. Lu Yushi did not explain anything. She gave Pudding some ointment for external injuries and bought 2 months' worth of dog food before leaving with Yang Ran. Xiao Ran, you're not in a hurry to go home, are you? Come to my house for dinner. It's been a long time since I've seen you at my house, Lu Yushi asked. Yang Ran agreed without thinking. Okay, I'll go to your house for dinner today and see how your fake sister pretends to be. Lu Yushi and Yang Ran had just entered the house when they heard noise. They followed the noise and saw Wang Yun scolding a maid. The maid lowered her head and sobbed, but she did not dare to cry out loud. Madam Wang, I really didn't do it on purpose. Please don't fire me. I still have younger brothers and sisters to study. I need this salary, the maid pleaded. Wang Yun, on the other hand, cursed even harder. This wretched girl actually said behind her back that she could not compare to Lu Yushi's dead mother at all. How could she be inferior to that damned TCH? Yikui, if she did not teach these servants a lesson, how could she be the mistress of this house in the future? Lu Yushi frowned and asked, What's going on? Wang Yun did not expect Lu Yushi, who had just left, to return so soon, so she was at a loss. Xiaoxi, you're back. I'm teaching the disobedient servants a lesson. Lu Yushi continued to ask, What's going on? Can someone tell me? The maid who was scolded said submissively, Miss, I just accidentally broke a cup just now. I didn't expect. As she said that, she looked at Wang Yun. I didn't expect Madame Wang to scold me so severely. When she heard the servant call her Madame Wang Yun, Lu Yushi was very displeased. Can she not scold you like that? Aunt Wang is so young, yet you call her Madam like that. If you call her old, how could she not be angry? In the future, all of you will call her Aunt Wang, and she will not be angry anymore. After hearing Lu Yushi's words, Wang Yun's face turned slightly pale. Lu Yushi said that she did not want the servant to call her old, but she was actually telling her that in the Lu family, she, Wang Yun, was nothing. Lu Yushi looked at the pale Wang Yun and asked with a sneer, Aunt Wang, don't you agree? Wang Yun could only nod and say yes. Lu Yushi said to the servant, Wang Yun was just joking with you just now. How could she fire you in my house? Therefore, the death penalty can be waived, but the punishment cannot be escaped. Today's salary will be deducted. The servant gladly accepted this condition and went to work, but Wang Yun's face turned even paler. Wang Yun knew that Lu Yushi's words were meant for her to hear. It means, this is her, Lu Yushi's home. Only she, Lu Yushi, can fire others. What others say can be treated as a joke. Wang Yun's pale face made Lu Yushi cheer loudly. She asked on purpose, Aunt Wang, are you not feeling well? Why are you so pale? Wang Yun grunted and excused herself to leave. Xiao Shi, I'm not feeling well, so I will go back to my room first. I am really sorry for not treating the guests well. Lu Yushi rolled her eyes. This isn't your house. Who do you want to entertain who will entertain you? On the surface, she pretended to be innocent and smiled foolishly. Looking at Wang Yun, who left in a hurry, Yang Ran asked, Xiao Shi, who is this? Then, she jokingly said, when did your father marry a second wife? Lu Yushi said coldly, the mother of my fake sister. What? They're here to trick the bride. Yang Ran looked at Lu Yushi in disbelief. She had been tricked like this, yet she was still so calm. This wasn't like Lu Yushi's usual style. Don't worry, I won't let them be arrogant for long. Lu Yushi looked dangerously in the direction where Wang Yun had left. Yang Ran looked at Lu Yushi at this moment and smiled in relief. Perhaps she could manage the Lu Corporation that would come under her control in the future. She asked the servants to prepare afternoon tea and bring it to the open-air balcony in her room. On the balcony, Lu Yushi specially asked someone to set up a classical round table with chairs placed outside. Since Lu Yushi lived on the third floor, she drank afternoon tea here, facing the beautiful scenery around her. She could see everything clearly. The agate curtain behind the balcony made a cracking sound under the gentle breeze. Lu Yushi helped Yang Ran pull out a chair. Sit down. She sat down opposite Yang Ran and patted the chair beside her tentatively. Pudding, jump up. She only patted it tentatively. She did not expect Pudding to jump up so easily. This surprised Lu Yushi. Wow, Pudding, you actually understand my instructions. Yang Ran had the same reaction. Are you sure it's a stray dog? Why do I feel like I'm starting to believe what that doctor said? Xiao Shi, you've picked up a treasure. Lu Yushi nodded in agreement and gave the dog Pudding as a reward. Xiao Shi, do you know Lin Yuan from Exine High School? She had heard from others that their school had already finished the finals. He had won first place among the many contestants and was challenging the city's youth English competition with a girl. Yushi, are you confident about the next finals? Yang Ran's casual question made Lu Yu, who was happily feeding the pudding, pause for a moment. Really? I don't know such a powerful person. It seems like the opponent is very strong, Lu Yushi said playfully. How could she not know Lin Yuan? She would know such a scumbag even if she turned into ashes. In her previous life, she did not participate in the English competition, nor did she go. It was possible that she and Wang Maiha had met and hooked up at that time. She was very interested in this unknown challenge. Xiao Ran, are you confident about the math test tomorrow? She remembered that Xiao Ran was most afraid of the math test, and her math results were also very poor. In her previous life, she had just scored 49 points in math. Fortunately, the math teacher was kind enough to give her 50 points, otherwise, she would definitely be expelled. When she heard math, Yang Ran held Lu Yushi's hand with tears streaming down her face. Xiao Shi, we're best friends. You have to save me. I can save you, but promise me to study math well in the future. If you fail the college entrance exam, I won't talk to you. Lu Yushi threatened. Yang Ran quickly agreed, afraid that Lu Yushi would not teach her if she was unhappy. Why are you looking at me? Hurry up and take out the book. Math doesn't have a specific focus. I can only teach you from the formula now. Whether you pass or not depends on yourself. Yang Ran took out the textbook from her bag and handed it to Lu Yushi. Then, she took out a notebook and pen and wrote down what Lu Yushi said. Meanwhile, Pudding looked at her obediently and did not cause any trouble. On the other side, Mom, what's wrong with you? Why do you look so pale? Wang Maiha entered Wang Yun's room and asked after closing the door. Wang Yun did not say anything. She just sat by the bed angrily. Mom, tell me what's wrong with you? Wang Maiha asked. Wang Yun suddenly grabbed the pillow behind her and threw on the door. Looking at Wang Yun like this, Wang Maiha was even more worried and asked, Mom, what's wrong? Tell me. Wang Yun was so angry that she gritted her teeth and said, It's all because of that TCH Lu Yushi. She embarrassed me in front of so many people and said that I have no right to fire anyone in her family. She even humiliated me in front of outsiders. Wang Yun exaggerated the matter and made Lu Yushi as vicious as possible. Mom, don't worry. I won't let that be asterisk tch Lu Yushi have it easy. I will make her kneel in front of me and beg me. Wang Maiha's ferocious appearance made people feel a chill. I have an idea. Wang Maiha whispered something into Wang Yun's ear. Xiao Ran, this is all I can teach you. As for what I just taught you, you should go back and study hard tonight. It's time for dinner. Let's go, let's eat. Pudding, let's go. Lu Yushi stretched. When she went downstairs, she saw that the Wang mother and daughter had already sat down. As usual, they were sitting on the right side of Lu Jingming. Hello, uncle. I'm here to freeload again, Yang Ran said jokingly. Xiao Ran is here. What do you mean by freeloading? I'm very welcome for you to come. You can come anytime you want, Lu Jingming answered frankly. Lu Yushi and Yang Ran sat on the left side of Lu Jingming. As for Mother Hu, since her last birthday, she had not sat at the same table with them. She said that she did not have a master or servant to eat with, so Lu Yushi did not force her. Uncle, who are these two? Why haven't I seen them before? Yang Ran asked the obvious question. Lu Jingming said awkwardly, This is Mahe's mother, and this is Xiao Shi's sister. Lu Yushi was very satisfied with Lu Jingming's answer. It seemed that her father had not accepted Wang Maiha yet. Otherwise, why would he use his own sister and not his own daughter to introduce Wang Maiha? Xiao Shi's sister, isn't that the second daughter of the Lu family? Yang Ran said it on purpose. The mother and daughter of the Wang family were very satisfied with Yang Ran's answer. Wang Maiha stuck out her chest arrogantly. Finally, there was someone who knew what was good for her. However, she did not expect Yang Ran to say this. Hello, Miss Lu. My name is Yang Ran, and I am Xiao Shi's good friend. When she heard this, Wang Maiha's expression changed. Lu Yushi secretly gave Yang Ran a thumbs up. Well said, but on the surface, she explained very innocently, Xiao Ran, you're wrong. It's not Miss Lu, it's Miss Wang. Little sister hasn't entered the Lu family's household register yet. She's still not a member of the Lu family. Don't call her the wrong person. The perfect coordination between Lu Yushi and Yang Ran made the faces of the Wang mother and daughter turn black with anger. Wang Maiha, who was putting on a fake smile, said, Yes, I haven't entered the household register yet. I'm not considered a member of the Lu family yet. The words of the Lu family were very heavy, as if they were being swallowed alive. Lu Yushi, just you wait. Today, you have embarrassed us, mother and son. In the future, I, Wang Maiha, will not let you off.